So, in the beautiful land of Darren, throughout this last session, you guys started in the Whale's Call, deciding to investigate Jack's back office, which Drake had earlier seen some spiders run into. After dicking around for a little bit of time and eventually asking Mikhail for one of his thieves' tools, Drake picked the lock, and inside there was just spiders. Completely webbed up room, hundreds upon hundreds of spiders, from size of a regular sized spider to like a full sized tarantula, Huntsman spider kind of thing. And as these flooded out, Nari was like, "Fuck that." Drake, however, did go inside and did meet a very large spider, which was about his size, and spoke with it for a little bit of time before abruptly leaving the room after leaving some flies there for all the spiders to kill, to see Nari, Mike, and Atan right outside the door about to come in there. He promptly closed the door, upon which Nari set it on fire, and then Atan froze it, and with that commotion, Woot, the Firbolg druid, who's a part of the Strongbacks, came back and was like, "What the heck are you guys doing? Get out." Went inside the room, seemingly destroyed it, used the setting stone in there to talk with Jack, who was out and about, and as he was doing that, Mike spotted an interesting figure walking to the tavern, who was a Githyanki. Seemingly holding an illusion over himself. Mike and him had a brief mental discussion. Just kind of like, well, what exactly questions did you ask? There was, I know he went on a bit of a rant about the Githyanki Empire pretty much being the best.
I was going to say, I asked him about his race, and then he made a claim that my people have been given our traits as a knockoff of his original greater ability.
Yeah.
And then he said that he was there on business, but it wouldn't interfere with us today or in the bar, but that quite possibly would in the near future.
Yeah. So that happened. After that discussion, y'all went out to meet Jack, and instead met his lovely parents in their little farmhouse. James and Matilda, an old halfling couple.
Unfortunately, non-Jesse.
Who were, well, wholesome at best. They were very sweet, very kind. They had a whole bunch of milk on tap. When someone asked if they had milk, or what types of milk they had, they just said yes. They have a couple hundred acres worth of ranch, just completely full of animals. It was slaughtering day, that's why Jack was there. And Jack ends up coming in later, having a discussion, kind of giving you guys some information about the Huntsmen, who their kind of head of the organization is, who likely has come after you, a Drider woman named Santhara, and her lover / charmed creature that follows her everywhere she goes because she drags it around, Kandakar Undercloud, who is not just a creature but is a cloud giant. Kind of detailed to you a little bit about her, as he's worked with her in the past when they first came to Darren and were working with the Huntsmen. And did kind of talk to you about steel dragons and what their purpose is, but kind of erased that from your mind. And a big thing to note for those who were here for that, specifically Ao was also, like the name Ao. I don't know if I detailed that, but the name Ao, along with all of the other details about the steel dragon that he mentioned, are not in your memory anymore.
I didn't remember AO anyway, so
I don't remember.
I think that was great.
Like, here, it's perfect.
Ayo was mentioned twice in the conversation.
Wee woo.
Okay, you're doing it wrong. You can't. Oh, that's definitely not.
Okay, so I am going to sign into Thomas's Momentum Plus.
I bought this sound thing. It's
Soundscape.
it's a soundboard for
D&D, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
It is very nice.
Comes with
yeah.
a bajillions of different things. Very
Evil
atmospheric.
left 1, evil left 2.
But
It
does it
has.
have the Taco Bell gong?
Gone.
Dude, Jade.
Bruh,
all
we
I
need to
know-
bring that back. I'm bringing
All I
it back
know is
right
that
now.
when we end up fighting the
Turn on
dragon,
4
there
hours
are
of
so many
sounds
cool
right
dragon
interrupted
sounds
by
in
Taco
there.
Bell gong.
We had that.
I love that
session.
video.
Whenever I get down, it's just the Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Dong. Okay. So,
Just falls.
you guys, last we left off, were stepping out of the Southwest Strongback Farm, pretty much homestead, and we're about to head back into the city. It is late afternoon. It is probably for you guys somewhere around 5 or 6 p.m. So, what would you guys like to do?
That's even better.
There's 1 hour of silence occasionally broken up by honk.
Only an hour?
I have that one and the Taco Bell one up right now. So.
Same time?
Yes.
If they both go at the same time, there was one in one of the first sessions we have recorded, if not the first. There was a time where the Taco Bell dong hit
Dong.
right, like, in between a pause that I had of, like, I was about to make a sound effect.
It was like tension.
There was tension, I was letting it build, and then it just dong.
It was all Jake too.
Derailed us for like 15 minutes straight. Like,
It
we
was-
could not handle it.
No one could keep the shit together.
That was like, wasn't that during all of my bullshit?
Yeah, labs.
Yeah, it was. We were in our labs. Oh
It's
man.
which started as labs, then changed to balls, then changed to Xingju, which is Chinese for balls, which went back to labs in the same session. Yeah.
That
Anyway,
session was unhinged.
bro, that one, it was so. It was literally
Several
the
of these
first
sessions have
session.
been
I
unhinged.
believe it was like the first or second session too.
I definitely did not get scared by that one from my.
That's when there's like 30 minutes of it. And then
There's 30 minutes of nothing.
once you forget is when it's best.
Yeah.
I already slightly forgot all that.
So it's so slow whenever it's like.
You set it to 0.25.
Yeah.
That's longer.
4 hours
No, leave
of
it-
uninterrupted silence. Sometimes
if it's an
it
hour
can
long and you cut it by,
That works, yeah.
yeah, that will last forever.
Oh, Zach, and whenever we add more notes for my downcasting, any of that, I add it to my character's note section so we can just both edit it and it's on my character sheet.
Okay, sounds good. So,
Thank you. I really wanted to know that.
as you guys are leaving
Didn't guess.
the Strongback Farm, where are you guys going? What are you wanting to do?
This is a point of contention, but I would rather go to Jet's bar. And I know that Warden does not.
I just want
I
to be where
was
there are
wondering
not
about that as-
spiders.
Well, I was just thinking.
Unless
about
we're gonna
the
go
party.
burn it down. Actually, Nari would like to look for information on where to report the health code violations that are occurring at said bar.
At the whale's
This-
call.
At the whale's
This
call.
town does not.
She
have,
wants it to be checked.
This town
thoroughly.
doesn't have
Peak
that
indeed.
set up
There
yet.
is no OSHA, there is no HIPAA, and there is no tooth fairy.
Oh, I'm
There is
sure
no
that.
health
There
And
is
there is
only
no Queen of
fire.
England.
There's
No Queen of England.
Oh, I'm sure that the Medallion Empire has some form of OSHA, but not out here.
OSHA doesn't apply to slaves.
Exactly.
I am not a slave. I'm a free person, and I would like to report a health code violation. So
Fair.
how would I go about doing that?
Is Nari actually wanting to do
Nari's definitely considering it, and she wants to ask around
Why is
about it.
Nari a Karen?
that? Why is Nari a Karen? That's
Nari.
facts.
Why is Nari a narc?
I don't think most Karens try and burn down towns. Well, never mind.
Only 2 towers.
Florida Karen.
Huh?
That
Nari.
sounded exactly like. Oh. Okay, so you guys are leaving the estates. As a group, where do you guys physically want to be?
We also need to find a different dragon. What advice did he give us again about where to go?
He
North.
said that.
Oh, that's
North.
right, to the mountains, right?
Yeah, up here, Iceop Fortress. That's
What was the other place?
that's where the
that
Huntsmen
was
go.
What's the other place that was
Oh
shitload
yes,
of
the
them?
great nation of Taco Bell.
You
Where?
said there was an area that.
Oh
had, like,
yeah,
a
that's
shitload of them.
a continent
We'll
and a
get rid
half
of the
away.
Pepsi brand for
Oh,
good.
okay.
Oh, I
Prob-
thought he said down in the mesa.
No, he said in Draconia.
The only reason why
Which
Pepsi
is
still
south
here is due to the fact
east
they bought the fucking Taco Bell.
Volusia, which is not on this map.
You'll find it if you keep looking.
Yeah, if you keep looking, you'll get there.
Okay, you need about 2,500
I roll for
miles
investigation.
that way.
What about the Isle of Death? I think there's some dragons there. It might be
Probably.
undead dragons.
If you'd like to
but-
explore, feel free.
Does a dead dragon's heart work?
Undead, dead dragon.
Hearts?
Undead.
Well, we need to move forward with our quest, because time is running short.
Yes.
No, it's not.
I do agree. I do agree that
You
we
guys
need to
aren't
deal with this
even a
dragon
month into
situation.
your 6-month clock.
I mean, we've
And you're on
maybe
class,
had
that's
a week.
Well,
You've had 2.5 weeks at this point.
okay, we have
Damn,
two goals.
all that
We have
happened
two
in
goals,
2
right? We
weeks?
have the goal of like freeing Prometheus and them.
We're nothing if not efficient.
Yeah.
But we also have all this
But
other stuff to collect, right?
Me,
Have
we
we
go to
checked in
China.
with
It's
Grayson
been
and the other
weeks.
guy's character? Whatever
You
his name
guys
was.
have not yet, no.
Okay.
Can we check
again,
in with them maybe?
It's been 2 weeks.
I know what I'm doing.
See
Okay.
what success they're having.
What do you... What,
Write
pull out
a-
a sending stone.
Write a magic letter. Oh, they have a sending stone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys have a sending
I have
stone
one.
that Mike directs to Zareth.
I thought I had it.
No, Mike.
Zareth
has it.
doesn't like you.
I
Give
have
me
it.
the sending stone.
Because it's the one that Marquis gave us, right? Or Marquette?
Whatever his name was.
No, Ventar gave you guys this one. I'm pretty sure Mike's the one who has it. It's either Mike or Warden. Either way.
We might both have one. I don't know.
I have one.
All I
that
know is
Marquette
Warden
gave
volunteered to
me.
keep in contact with
you mean
Sarah.
Marquet?
Marquet. I knew it was one of them damn French names.
Yeah, you have one with Marquet.
Mikey.
Marquet?
I've never done
Mikey,
I'm not-
my man.
I've got our Rocky Talkie.
Whenever I use the
And then
mod
I've
spell,
got
that is what I want.
The
to
one
buy.
that is Marquet and Finch.
Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so
Okay,
you have
so
one to Marquet and Finch.
I got the one with Zareth.
I would assume you have the one to Zareth.
That's such a good mod for Baldur's Gate.
Warden, we should check in with Zareth and Zai and see how their journey is going. If they're having success.
And if it's a miss, it's
I just nod,
Yeah.
and then I
Instead of
just
the
kind of
line,
activate
it's
that,
all from that
take the
distance,
rock
and
out of my
it's like,
pocket,
go, go, go.
and
Hey, is this thing on?
tap it, and goes, "How goes? This is Warden."
You do not receive an immediate response.
It's fine.
oh.
Zareth, we know you can hear us. How are things going?
I don't have it set to that setting right.
It's not
It's on
you,
speaker.
you get the
It's on
idea that you'll
speaker
probably
mode.
receive a response.
I
At some
think
point,
it would
but
be
probably
in
not
character for Nari to not realize that and say it
right
anyway.
now. It's totally in character for Nari to do that.
And then I quite literally turned and said, "I don't have it in that setting. I'm sorry."
Warden's, or she's gonna.
You
Yeah,
bounce off, hurts your knuckles almost
Yeah.
because it's
I
metal.
just, I just put it back.
Well, Atan agrees.
Well, anyways, I had an idea and it's gone. All done. I done. That's my brain cell for the night. That's how you get.
She literally just talked in toddler because this is all
I'm
done in
done.
sign language.
I'm done. That's exactly how my son says it. I'm done.
Please pause.
That's great. That's really good timing.
For the record, he slowed his
Turn both of them off.
I put it at 0.25 speed.
Oh my lord. Ah.
Put it at 2.5
God.
speed. That was amazing.
Oh. No, we're turning. I'm asking you to turn them off
Oh,
because that's hilarious. Yes.
oh my
Once. The second time, it's gonna
It
be
won't
funny.
even
No,
play.
no, no.
Just
Stop.
turn it up.
Oh my god.
The Taco
It
Bell
stops getting funny, but then it starts getting
Tommy
funny
is the
again.
one who
So we
put
gotta
it
leave it on as
close
long as
speed.
possible.
Okay, here's the thing. I have 2.5 hours to get y'all where I want.
I'm done.
That's gonna take up 30 minutes of it.
Oh my god. I'm done.
On its own.
Minimum.
I'm done.
Just speed it up.
What is it?
That would be, honestly, that'd be better. Okay, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to do shit.
You don't need your sheet for a second. Just give me a second.
Well, maybe I do.
Oh.
Don't need your shit.
Oh.
Fire. Fire with cobalt.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so we're going back to Jack's bar. That's where Mikhail wants to go. I don't have a problem because I don't want to be at the whale's call. So
That is the whale's call.
Oh well, I don't want to go there.
Atan seconds his decision.
Remember, Woot did go in
How much are slaves?
and
Huh?
I want to know how much the average working
You
slave
wanna
is.
an
buy
average
every
working
slave.
slave would probably cost somewhere in between 50 to 100 gold pieces for a commoner to
Dude.
buy.
We could have like 1,000 slaves.
That's an army.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
we should do. I mean, we should start like buying up people and like making them like little.
That's called an uprising. And
Like-
smart.
That's literally our whole goal.
That is literally what Nibs is doing right now.
Buying
I think that's what
people.
our character's kind of goal is.
He's setting up an
Not
base
to buy
of
that,
operations
John
and
Brownie,
like
John
beginning the
Brownie.
process
It's
of
slowly
uprising.
starting uprising,
Like
right?
that,
Yeah,
that
John
doesn't
Brown.
happen without.
I mean, buying
Well, that's
works.
fair, but right now we have.
Buy them, release them.
And also,
I
Do we
There are
know
very,
if
very few
Ventar?
sellers.
Do we
If
have
you
an
buy
idea
them,
whether
we
Ventar
kill the
would
person
be
we give the
willing
gold
to
and then we get our gold back, and we have all the.
let his
And then
place
we
be
go
used
buy
as a
a new
base
And then
for?
we go buy
Unlimited
another
people
slave.
for right
Ventar
now?
is willing
Kill
to
that
help,
slave.
but not be a
My
foundation
wife,
of
give
it.
us our slave.
That's
then.
fair. What if we? Would he be willing to help
We
teach
shake
people with
hands,
magic
mind wipe
affinity?
them. They like we
Magic,
give you
I don't
gold
know.
or
Is that a
slaves.
thing? Like people
That-
more
We
affin
gave you,
like
That's
you can alter
that's
it.
a thing for you to go and ask Ventar about.
I would like to go ask Ventar then.
Okay,
That's what I would like to do.
so Nari intends to go to Ventar Quintamarus'
Dual
mansion.
wields fireball.
Why?
I have some questions with him about how he can, about his willingness to help us achieve our goal of freeing slaves and beginning the revolution.
Yeah, just Ton, just like
So,
full on.
Uncle
And I
Bones.
have no interest.
Ventar has everything.
I have no intention of going back to the Wales Call, so.
You and your spiders.
Thomas, just FYI,
What?
if there's dialogue happening,
Start
you can
walking.
please try not to make so much noise because you're the closest
My
to
eyes
the
are
camera.
Mara's eyes are
And last session, there were like 4 conversations I didn't
Fire
give a shit
flare.
on.
That's not a camera.
Skin
Because of
literally
me?
glows brighter for a second.
Well, because of any group, I'm trying to work on getting a better setup, but it'll probably wait until I've moved out to actually get a quality setup.
Individually mic every single one.
What mic?
That's literally an option.
What mic do you
Oh,
use
shit.
currently?
That is a HyperX.
Caleb
It's not
was
great.
recommending a really good one to me last night. That's good for podcasting, recording music, and just
I
gaming.
also
It's
have
a
one that's good
cheaper
for sound
Shure
system.
model, one of the really high-end ones. It's one of their cheaper models. It's a XLR mic.
Okay.
They're amazing.
I've looked into it. What
What's
I'm
this
really
robot
looking
one?
into is what I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
At least for my new setup, I plan on trying to get a longer table, and I'm gonna have a camera over each, pointed each direction, and then a mic pointed down, and a mic will only pick up half of the
You're
table.
gonna set to
and then I'll-
omnidirectional.
Yeah, and then I'll have a mic and a camera on me, and that'll be the setup.
Got it. Yeah, it's pretty.
Then I'll have
Literally,
the 4 tabs will be me, half table, Jade, and that's gonna be the
Set them
setup.
up under different mixers so you can adjust their volumes independently after
Ho-
they're made.
hopefully, I'm not getting that too detailed about it right now.
Fair.
Either way, so Nari intends to go to Ventar's. Mike,
I
or-
pushed her buttons and I am walking off before I get attacked.
Yeah,
Are there
Nari's-
flowers nearby by
There are
chance?
tons of flowers. You're in the
I'm going
countryside.
to cast Mage Hand. It's just going to go over and pick one and then just take it over to her.
she burns it.
There is a very, very odd flower that kind of is just floating by a green hand in front of you. It's got a long stem. It's fully blossomed, but it's starting to shrivel up due to the weather. It's like a deep, deep red set inside a purple. It looks more like a rose. It has some thorns on it.
How thick and like solid is the stem?
Maybe
Be worth
about the average redditor's size.
Correct.
No, how stiff is it though?
Oh.
Because I might consider sticking it up his ass if he says another
It's-
nasty comment.
It's not very.
You're talking
it's
to a
not very solid.
hippopotamus.
I'm not talking to Ventar. I'm talking about this bitch.
All right, guys, let's get this show on the road.
I'm just gonna take the flower but just like hold it in my hand like I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, and I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay, so are people wanting to go elsewhere, or is everybody good going with Ventars.
I'm walking to Ventar's.
Walking to Ventars. Walking to Ventars. Warden Drake.
Sure.
Walking event also.
Fine with Gorsh.
All right. So you guys make your way over to Ventars. It takes you about a half hour to get there because it's on the other side of the city. But you guys eventually reach his abode, knock on the door, and the door just kind of pops open, and you guys see Ventar coming down the stairs. Again, Ventar's, 6.5 feet tall, but like 600 pounds. He's pretty rotund, and he's just slowly stepping down the stairs.
My 600-pound boss.
Okay, I do have a question. Sorry. So like, how does magic work in this world? Is it like everybody has the ability to attain it, or some have some people or like races have
Yes and no.
affinity to it?
Races do have affinity to it. Certain races.
Are there some people that absolutely cannot wield it? Like straight up cannot.
Yes.
Okay, what kind of people would those be?
It's not a what kind of people. It is
Just
random.
like random. Okay.
Yeah.
But for the majority
There
of
are
people can
there are
have some
races
affinity.
that are naturally naturally magical, and those races, none of those people can't use magic. They'll have their natural innate casting abilities. But say humans have no natural magical capability
But they can
for
be
magic.
taught.
They can be taught. They can obtain it. They can have it in their bloodline.
Okay.
Whether that be
Through
breeding with
mixture.
another race, or just having made a deal, or their grandparent made a deal, and that is naturally in their bloodline.
Okay.
So,
The majority of people can have magic somehow.
in some way, shape, or form, yes, but that does not mean they necessarily are going to learn it well or quickly.
Or currently do.
My grandpa said
And also,
the demon king.
imagine the average intelligence
I
being
know how to do blood
10.
magic.
You have absolutely no bonus. Your DC is rock bottom. So even if they could cast spells, they're not going to be good at it.
Just random people.
Just random people are not going to be good at casting spells, no matter what.
Unless they're taught or like,
Yeah.
that's
Unless
trained and
they're
developed.
very, very well trained.
Okay.
So, you guys kind of step into the living room of Ventar as he's walking down the stairs. Well, I wasn't expecting to see you guys today, but, what are you guys here for?
We just had some questions for Ventar. Wanted to.
This is Ventar.
Oh, that's not how Ventar used to talk. I thought we were talking to the gnome dude or whatever
The
is.
gnome dude? No, the gnome dude was much higher pitched. How did Ventar talk?
Slow and drawn
There's
out.
Slow and drawn
600 pounds,
He was a little bit slower and drawn out. I don't remember exactly how.
Not quite as much
Was not as
as
deep.
Woo.
Not quite
That
as
sounded more like.
not quite
but
as much as Wu.
That direction.
That I'll keep
He didn't
this
sound
version.
retarded.
He is a little retarded. Either way, what
Wait,
can I do
who are
for
you talking
guys?
to?
We're talking to Ventar.
Ventar Quintamers is not retarded.
No, he's not. You're the one who called him retarded.
I
Shut
said-
up.
Okay.
We're talking.
Thank you. I had a few questions for you. So obviously you know of our original mission in coming here
Yes.
and how our progress has led us thus far. What would be your willingness or opinion on if we were to buy a few slaves, free them in a sense, and look for a place to have them cared for or watched at least for a time? Is that something that you and your household would be willing to do or capable?
Capable, quite possibly. Willing, that's another story.
Hence the ask.
My organization is well and deep rooted in ties with the Gwendalian Empire,
I
so
understand.
my estate holding on to slaves in that regard, even if they
They
were
would-
bought and purchased
They would be
and
freed.
freed, is an unnecessary and unwarranted risk.
I see. Then. Okay, back in character. Yikes.
Ventars.
Is there someone? If we were to rescue some younger or not well educated people, Is there a place you would recommend for them to go to be educated? I know there isn't a lot here in this area, being that it's so developed.
Darren is not the place for that kind of folk to be free. Their only safe place is under some form of workforce. That is the only place they will be properly housed and fed and kept alive. If they're on the street, unless you're in Dwinder, adoption houses or orphanages aren't a thing.
Yes, I understand that. What about for anyone who may show a special affinity for the magical arts?
If that's the case, you can send them here, and I can find a place for them. I can't guarantee anything.
What do you mean by find a place? That's a little vague.
Well, there
Find
are
a place
many
with you.
schools back in Volusia that they could be sent to if their affinity is great enough. If not, there are other workforces either back in Volusia or here that they could be moved into, freed or enslaved, where they would learn nature magics and growing crops and agriculture, or possibly minor telekinetic abilities for construction. There are many places for those minorly skilled in the magics.
I see. Okay. That is the main extent of my questions. I also just didn't want to go back to the place where we were residing currently. This has a bit of a health code issue at the moment.
What's
You know
a health
anything
code?
about a strange arrangement? A strange arrangement of a strange gathering of spiders. By any chance?
No, now about the time is when spiders are trying to enter
I mean like
Huh? What did you say?
hordes of spiders.
Hordes of spiders?
Hordes! Hordes of spiders.
Hordes? Hordes? The hordes? You gotta speak clearly now.
Hordes. Make
Hordes
you
of spiders.
Make you a horse, you don't fucking listen. Hordes.
Hordes of spiders.
Do I need to spell it out for you?
Honestly, with your accent, it might be nice.
H-O-A-R-D.
He kind of starts to giggle. No, I do not.
Fascinating.
Also, Mike, can I get your rock real quick?
Which one?
The rocky top to the rest of your group here. That's what you guys call it, right?
Yes.
Can I?
The Taki Rock.
As you see him touch it, one of the runes kind of spikes up and he pulls out two rocks in his other hand, which he closes his mind, speaks an incantation, and the same rune appears on both of those, and he tosses a rock both to Gorsh and to Ton.
No, why would you do that?
You do realize you can pick and choose who all you talk to.
Yeah,
you can
but that
still
doesn't
choose
matter
your
to
mind.
them. They can talk to all of us. That's exactly how it's going to
I was conscripted to do that by Marquette.
be. I would have paid you to not.
Well, I am being paid too. More than you can afford.
Baton over the walkie-talkie very loudly and abruptly, not knowing how to control the volume setting or anything like that. It's like, guys, this is so fucking cool.
Are you talking out loud as well? Not
Yes.
Okay.
In our
Warden-
minds and
Yes,
out
out
loud.
loud.
Feedback
I-
loop.
There's no physical.
I would like to throw something at him. What is nearby that I can grab?
So there's no physical reaction from
There's
Warden.
plates. There's
But-
I would like to
a
take
chair. There's a table.
one. I would like to take a plate and just
No
right in his
physical
chest.
reaction from Warden, but
Frisbee.
he just like
Frisbee.
It just,
he just
it just hits me. I'm like, I'm
audibly just
literally
goes-
made of metal. That's all I'm gonna do.
it's like a cough. He's just like
Makes me feel better.
Like a turn your head and cough
Dumbass.
kind of cough.
Ventar, I'm gonna cancel. Can I take that back real quick?
Oh, okay.
He turns the volume down to about 60%. Hands it back.
Then I just slightly nod. I just.
Small victories.
It's like, guys, this is so flipping
Anything
cool.
about
Dude,
this victory?
guys,
It
this
has
is
a
so
rocky-talkie.
flipping cool.
Guys, this is so flipping
Guys,
cool.
this
It changes the accent
Where's the
too.
tea? Where's
What's
the tea?
Pour the tea.
What's
Pour
the
the
tea?
Water.
Where's the tea?
Water.
More tea.
It's called tea time.
Well, do you have any other
Time is not
questions
about
for me? I've got some other things to get back to.
As usual, continue on about your day. Thank you for taking time.
The door is still open.
I'm gonna walk out.
Do you have anything you need from me, Mike?
Nope. I'm good. Hey,
Does he have gardens out
Get
front or
my,
something?
Yes, he does.
my
I would
rock
like
back.
to specifically. Do I really want to do this? Yeah, Nari would. Nari wants to burn one flower, just one flower of each kind
Okay.
that he has, just one.
Okay.
Unless there's like just one of that flower.
There's
Only
a lot
one
of
flower in
different
general.
See, there's a, yeah. So just like one. I want it to be like somewhat hidden, like one that's like just blossoming
Okay,
or something that's
so
a little.
Nari
It's a little
goes
more
about-
discreet, but
Nari
it's still
goes about
satisfying.
and she sets a small flame to like one of each type, and very quickly moving from one to the other, not paying much attention to extra damages she may cause, but just trying.
Oh
to
no,
focus
I just want
Yeah,
one flower.
Just one flower.
One in
goes around, and as you burn the last one, you kind of step out and look at your work, and all the flowers are pristine still.
That mother.
Magical flower.
Gotta love the magical flowers, man.
It's like that one meme or that one soundbite where it's like slams the door. Like that one. That's definitely.
What kind of drugs are you doing?
I don't know. I'm on the internet too much. Continuing.
Okay.
I feel annoyed that my tantrum didn't work, so now I'm just gonna stomp away
So
off the premises.
it's about 7 or so now.
Okay.
At this point,
So it's about dinner time.
it's mid-evening. Yeah.
Well, what else is in town besides the whale's call?
For you guys, not much. Shops are probably closed at this point.
For food.
What?
For food and drink.
For food,
specifically.
in general, I mean, there are other places to eat, but the whale's call is where you're probably gonna have the best time.
It's also paid for already.
It's also paid for already.
I have a hut that could keep spiders out.
I'm not going anywhere
I
with
know.
you.
I know.
Yeah, he just has to pitch a tent. And
I do have to stay in there.
Nari specifically does not want to be alone in a tent with this guy.
It's not a tent. It's
Specifically.
It's worse. You can't see through it.
It's my own personal home with a dungeon.
Yeah.
always put your head in the bag of holes.
Well, Atan
Why do
is,
you think Nari
Parched.
wanted one? I'm just kidding.
Atan is parched and starving, and he wants to go and get some food. So he's going to the whale's call.
Okay, so Atan's heading to the whale's
I
call.
go with him.
Atan and Gorsh.
Literally, as I'm walking, I'm like patting my stomach. I'm like, I'm so
Right.
fucking.
Don't
What-
I have like a protection
Do
spell
I-
for
what
those
are-
things?
Would I know yet the range on the Rocky Talkies? Is it literally sending?
It's
Literally
It's
just
sending.
sending.
Got it.
Bro,
It's a sending spell.
Unfortunately.
Except it's like
mental.
it's like instantaneous and you can use it whenever.
However much you want. It's infinite uses, infinite distance as long as you're on the same plane. And you can choose exactly which.
Maybe they're not on the same plane. That would be interesting. Sorry, anyways. Zion's Earth. It's just a thought. Anyways,
He
continue.
jumps into the astral sea.
Then just jumps into the ethereal plane.
I do.
Guys, I
I
can do it.
Open a hole to it, technically.
So, is everyone heading to the whale's call, or do we have
Right,
holdouts?
Zara's trying to lift you.
Yes.
Sure.
Would the slave market still be open?
No,
Okay.
not this late.
When does it open in the morning?
Sometime around 9.
Okay. Then that's my plan is to go there in the morning and just, I guess, at least eat at the whale's call. I don't know if Nara's gonna sleep at the whale's call, but that's where we're going.
It doesn't last long enough. I was pretty sure I have some sort of spell that can like keep the spiders out.
I'm gonna, I will, actually, wait, you said shops are closed, aren't they? Okay, never mind.
Alright, Drake, you've been quiet. You heading to the whale's call? You're muted.
He's been talking this whole time.
There we go.
Oh, wait, what?
No, I muted myself like
Oh, you
just a
did.
couple minutes ago.
Ah.
Nah. Yeah, going to the whale's call. There's like two major things we need to do, and I think dealing with the spiders first is the best option.
Okay. So,
I agree. It's just gonna make Nari cry.
you guys make your way back to the Whale's Call through the hustle and bustle of the city, as it's fairly active, as this would be considered like the end of most people's shift. And all the slaves are heading to their temporary housing, and all of the regular community is all in the taverns. And the Whale's Call is like one of the 3 taverns here in the city. So it's pretty packed. It is filled to the brim, and it is just a party house as you guys step in. So, you guys step in to
Are there any open tables at all?
there are a couple open
Is there any
tables.
tables of gambling?
There are some gambling tables. There are some tables.
we can
by
get to that in
Mars.
just a little bit. It won't take long.
We'll get to that.
Really quick, can I roll investigation to see if there are any spiders? Any
Yeah,
copious
sure.
amounts of
You
spiders?
You could either do perception, if just right around, or you could really take your time and investigate.
Can Nari also do that
Yes, you guys may both do that.
before she steps foot?
I'll do
in
perception.
the outside? Oh, well, that just bounced right
I
out.
try. What?
I want to know what that is.
It's like a 10.
Oh, that's wrong. Well, alright. My bad.
Okay, so what did you guys roll?
It's being slow. I think I rolled a 17.
13.
17 and 13.
17.
Claire sees a spider in every nook and cranny.
So
Every shadow.
Neither of you guys spot
Spider.
any spiders.
Oh. Good.
Do we spot any webs? Do we spot
No,
any like
nothing-
little inky footprints?
Nothing spidery is in this room, from what you can tell with those rolls.
What about near the bathrooms?
You kind of go around and look into the bathrooms, look up and down.
Like, because that's across the office from the
No.
office.
You don't see anything.
Is Jack back?
Jack is not back yet.
Nari's gonna go check in her room and see if there's anything in there.
There is nothing in there that's spider related.
Is there a new mattress up there?
There is a new mattress in Nari's room.
I will
Burn it.
New mattress trick.
New mattress
One trick towers don't.
So you guys kind of get a table, you get some food and drinks ordered. This is probably the most active you've ever seen the Whale's Call. You guys haven't spent a lot of time here in the evenings. Only one time have you really spent a full evening at the Whale's Call. So there's a lot of hustle and bustle, a lot of drinks getting moved around, a lot of food, a lot of very, very loud adventure type looking people. Most of the purveyors of the Whale's Call are adventurers.
Warden wishes to scan the area of any folks that might pose not pose a threat. I know, obviously, in the room of adventurers, you're gonna have people
You
who
just
pose
see
threats.
red.
No, anything sussy.
Anything sussy? There's a lot of gay people here too. You have to be more specific.
What about sussy Baka?
That's even worse.
That still pings like 8 different people.
Okay, well, I mean, sort
You
of
got
like
rainbow
acting
icons.
suspect,
You're red.
as in like is taking any. You get what I'm saying? Trying to take any interest to our party, or like
Okay, go
is,
ahead and
is like
roll me-
acting
roll me a perception
abnormal for a bar.
check. Roll a perception check.
Thank you. Damn, dog. Well, it was a nat 1 plus 8.
So
Warden's eye is instead caught by a very, very shiny person, completely covered head to toe in like metallic armor, seemingly with like a hammer hanging from his side. Looks to be an artificer of some form. You are immediately caught by this dwarven artificer as soon as you start looking around.
Warden's okay with that.
Warden has
Are they
a
sitting
love
at the
interest.
bar?
Yes, they are at the bar itself.
Well, I'll go stand at the bar too.
My hammer?
Just kind of standing there.
Screwing it on.
Okay. So you just go to the bar, you stand there.
An extra arm pokes out.
Here.
Boots kind of behind the bar, and he's like,
Extra limbs. 6 arms
yes,
come out.
Warden.
Two-person double penetration.
I call it
this the hammer of God.
This is my Taco Bell. This is my Taco Bell.
Give me a flight of different flavors.
I've never heard it described as a flight before.
A flight's like, yeah.
I know. Woot hasn't heard it described as that before.
Okay.
And so he just brings out like a dozen different shots of different flavors.
Nice. Warden's going to casually start just
He
drinking
can't
one
taste,
at a time.
can he?
Yes, I can.
He
Oh,
can.
that's right.
He doesn't need it.
I can taste, smell, I got all my
It just doesn't do
phylacteries.
any phylacteries.
Where's it go?
I don't think that's the word you're
That's
looking for.
not the word.
Phylacteries?
Olfactory.
Olfactories?
Olfactory is like
Scent.
scent, no,
Olfactory?
nasal.
It's olfactory bulbs.
As
thought
long
it
as you're
was
not
how you
saying
smell.
phylacteries, then we're fine.
What's a phylactery?
That's a lich's gem.
Yeah, what? It's
No, there's a
basically
word
like the
for
life-
there's a word for all your senses. I can't remember what it is, but
The
anyways, I have all
senses.
my senses, and I can eat and drink whatever I want and taste it, but it basically just gets incinerated in my little
Ah, that's really
In my
generator.
little stummy.
magic generators.
My stomach hurt.
My stomach hurt.
Stummy hurt. Alright, so you're taking shots.
Just of random stuff.
And
I don't know what it
You
is.
do notice the dwarf does take multiple like peeks at you, but doesn't talk. So you were investigating bathroom. Give me your bread.
That is the weirdest way I've ever heard cock before.
I'm not just like. By the
that
way,
his pet
I'll
name?
clarify. I'll clarify. I'm not quite
I'm
shooting
not-
it. I'm like smelling it,
exhibition.
tasting a sip, and then just drinking
But-
the whole thing just to finish it.
Man does the
Going through
ice
that.
cream gif of the. Can I get it to all 10,000 taste buds? That's a 10.
You had the chicken.
And because I'm like, well, I don't know what adventures really focus on here, but
Doesn't taste right.
I just
Yeah, you really are next.
like casually just like after taking the shooter. Are they like how big? Are they
They're
regular
shot
ass
glasses.
shot glasses? Okay,
Yeah.
well I just like eat the shot glass.
Huh?
No,
After your
For
second
fun.
time doing that, Woot does come over. I would appreciate if you
You
just
did not.
drank the liquid. The glass is our property.
Warden reaches into his bag of holding, grabs a small little pouch of some of his sand, and just the forge blowtorch, and then I just I take the
You
glass.
spend 5 minutes.
I spend
creating
5
the
minutes
little
just like
shot
pushing the
glass.
glass, pushing one of the other shot glasses. I empty it, push it, create a mold, and then I just pour out, and I make like a dozen more shot glasses, and I
So
have
you're
it cool.
gonna spend
About
a couple minutes, multiple minutes. doing
yeah,
that,
maybe like
10
10
to
minutes.
20 minutes.
But like I
doing
just
that.
like my whole arm, and like I just
No, what you should do is you should create as many as there are, and then just keep eating the glass. Just replace all of the ones.
so freaking stupid. Okay, so Warden is fabricating right now. He's at his fab shop.
Straight up.
and he's
All back, no cap.
at the bar counter, just casually molding more shot glasses, and then setting them off to cool, and then continuing to drink. I'm not gonna eat the glasses.
Glass, damn it, eat the glass.
I was trying to be
Prove a
cool.
point.
I was trying to
Prove
be
your
cool
point, damn it.
in front of the other
Assert your
adventurers.
dominance.
Anyways, we can move on to other people.
So,
No, I
after
would
a
like to
short
spend
period
the
of
rest this
time,
session.
maybe 30 more minutes, Jack does enter through the front door of the establishment, dressed in his usual attire. He kind of gives you guys a nod, steps behind the counter, and him and Woot go into the back room to talk as Reek kind of steps out to take the... Reek! Kind of steps forward to take bartending duties. What are you guys wanting to do? Is there anything in particular? Gamble. Okay.
Drink and eat meat.
Drink and eat. Trake, Mike. You guys, are you crafting potions right now? Or are you reading a book?
I think that we
I'm
should
gonna
prepare
read-
ourselves for the spiders.
I'm stressing out about the spiders.
That's
I don't know
prepare
why they're not
drinking
here
and
anymore.
eating.
And that freaks me out.
Parched and
It's worse when you know that they were there, and now you can't see them anymore.
Maybe they were eradicated, like Nori asked for.
Or maybe they were invisible, like they were last time.
Invisible spider. Wait, what do you mean last time? They were invisible? Is this one of the
They
things
went
I missed?
invisible.
Huh? Is this one of the things I missed?
Right?
Or is this
No,
prior?
they did.
Oh.
I was like, what?
Nari,
that
that's
was-
definitely how Nari remembers it.
That
No.
was me talking shit.
No,
Oh,
that was
easy.
Trake attempting to cast guise on you.
Oh!
And he said, there's a pool in there, jump in. And then in part of jokes off of that, they were like, we were talking about invisible spiders.
That's fair. Okay, my bad.
I'm gonna read my manual of quickness of action.
Okay, if you want to keep track of the hours that you have on that, I think it's 50 hours.
48. Over a
48.
period of 6 days.
Alright. So that's a lot of reading you need to get done.
Yep.
I
I
mean, it's
just
just
realized
gonna
it's
fail,
over
like-
6
The
days.
man's gonna fail like 8 weeks in a row before he gets it. Speaking of, where are the other manuals? Because he has the manual of quickness of action.
I have the other 3 still. Or sorry, how many do I have? Like total?
I think there were only 3. So
Oh,
you
I have the other 2.
two.
I haven't decided what to do with them. I've glanced through, kind of like sped through some of the
You know what
bodily
else
health
we
points.
haven't used yet?
The Ring of Wishes.
The wishes.
Yeah, I know.
We're not using
We talked about it, and nobody made a decision.
We made
Because
a
we shouldn't use
decision. You're just like, I don't
I
like
wish
that
for
decision.
unlimited.
It's
And
staying
then you
inside
hit
of
it.
me.
That was the originally. I'm talking about.
Yeah, and
We
the last
talked
time,
about it last
there was,
session.
Yeah.
There was this a like we're going to return to this conversation soon to figure out whether we actually want to do this.
Well, because we were like, do you want to bring your mother?
and
I
you
was,
asked some questions.
and I asked some questions to my God. My God answered, and
He was very vague and unhelpful.
knows that
mostly.
she was alive and that she was.
No,
sleeping
it was that she
peacefully.
was sleeping peacefully.
And that
That's-
she was alive.
I don't remember the alive part.
You
What's the alive
Yes.
part?
deduced that.
We deduced that off of she's
No,
sleeping
no,
peacefully.
no.
No, it was a deduction.
It was a deduction.
It was
No, I
because
used divine intervention
You did,
twice.
yeah.
And they said
And this-
she's not dead.
She is. They said that she is not dead.
She's sleeping
But
peacefully.
that doesn't
mean
she's
she's
alive.
alive either.
She
Okay.
They're
could be,
taking things to the 10th. Warden entirely wholeheartedly believes Aurora is alive and well.
Yes. Okay. Anyways,
And that's the truth.
I thought I had.
She's
I had.
probably an exsanguinated vampire right now.
Lol.
Exsanguinated?
Exsanguinated.
Exactly. Bloodless. Right?
Either way, we
Yeah.
said we
Yeah,
would
I know.
we would come back to the
I
topic.
just don't hear that word very often. I'm happy
I've
someone's
never
using
even
it.
heard of that word before. What the fuck
Congratulations, you learned a new one.
is that? Exsanguinated?
Exsanguinated.
S-A.
You spelling it out doesn't
G.
help me.
It's like, oh, I've heard
You
that.
Exsanguinated.
dyslexic.
Sanguine has
Hey.
to do with blood. Sanguinated
Exsanguinated.
has to do with
The lack.
being blood. X makes it the lack of being with blood.
I hope you enjoyed the
Exsanguinated.
grammar lesson.
I like being with
I
blood.
know you needed it.
It's my favorite
I will
pastime.
not remember.
Being with blood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna text it to you every day. For the
I'm
next
just
week.
I will
constantly.
mute you.
I will block you.
I will find you on every platform available.
When you're trying to call me to help find Thomas again at a bar when he's with Gary, I won't be able to help.
I will Venmo you 69 cents that just says exsanguinated.
Actually, I'll take that.
I'll take that.
Every
I'll
Friday,
play money, unlimited money glitch.
every Friday at 169, I will message you exsanguinated.
169 is not a thing.
What's the thing?
It's just 209,
209.
but it's 169.
Nice.
Nice. After a little while, Jack does come out to the group and is like, Woot wanted me to let you guys know that the spider problem is no longer a problem here. For now.
For
My trusted brother telling me that he killed all of them. And he's a druid. He can sense creatures. Why were they here? I
we
already
already
told you
explained
why
that.
they
I was gonna say.
Yeah, he already told us.
Would you like me to wipe your memory of the spiders in this establishment?
Yes.
No.
He says that very, very quietly.
She's really considering it.
He taps your head and you have zero memory of spiders in the whale's call.
That's gonna
Wow.
be a terrible fight when we fight that woman.
Means we just can't
So,
talk about spiders
Nari,
right under your.
That means you literally have zero memory of encountering spiders in the whale call. You remember talking about a drider and the fact that she's probably hunting you, but you have no
Got it.
linking memories of, oh, this is why we were talking about that.
Okay.
And Jack kind of,
Hey, these flavors that he asked for, are they liquor or ale?
oh yeah, all of them are very alcoholic.
Okay, cool.
I have a bunch of spider repellent with me at the moment. I'm
Yes,
pretty
you do.
sure.
Well, Warden,
Okay,
at this
I'm gonna
point,
pass
Warden
questions.
is
Damn it.
he's finishing up
It's for the
his last glass and asks Woot. It's Woot at the bar, right?
Yes.
He finishes his last glass and asks Woot if he has any other flavors.
I have plenty of
If you
flavors.
felt like rolling, I have a plus
Well,
However, there's a lot going on. Doing
I think that
this
probably-
at
well,
slower
I mean, because you don't
times
know there was
is
spiders
seven.
better.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm really good at performance.
I knew nothing.
oh, I'll take 12 more
I don't know,
shots.
I'm good at performance.
I'll
I'm
be
good at
around in
performance.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
slowly
I've
but
got
surely.
other customers to
My
take care of.
barbarian is a
Also,
Has a
here
literal
are some
manic
replacement
episode.
glasses.
Panic
I sure
episode.
do hope that this can suffice for
Burns the
those
bar
2
down.
that I've eaten.
Third
Again.
time,
I'll
third time's the
have
charm.
to test on whether you
I
can
will
drink
ice
from
you.
them. We do
I
have
will.
Ice is
standards
fireball.
here.
I will ice you.
Can
I still
Warden
got
run an
3
analysis
uses
between the
of
one he forged and the one that they have? See if they're like what's the percent
My excuse for
what's the tolerance threshold between the two? Like the difference?
They're fairly similar.
Okay. He's like,
Sorry, I had a
Alright,
really bad
so-
burp.
You're doing all that.
yeah.
Gorsh.
Yes.
So there is an 8-seating table
Okay.
that mostly filled with humans. There are a couple. There's a dwarf, an elf, and a gnome also a part of this.
Alright.
There is also some. It looks to be an orc of some sorts. Maybe a half breed, quarter breed, something along those lines. Not super common, but common enough. Generally, they're enslaved in these parts.
Yes.
But that's what the
Yeah.
that's what the table looks like, and you're just kind of sitting, looking at the 2 tables that are running and waiting for an open seat all this time, up to the point where a very very tall like elf man kind of slams the table and steps up and walks away.
I walk over. May I hop in?
The dwarf in the corner. Yeah, it's 1 gold entry.
1 gold. You got it. Throw down 2.
Put down 2. All right, you
Got it.
slide a gold in. It just seems
Puts
to be a simple game of cards. They don't really have much here to actually gamble off
Don't
of.
care.
Don't
Go
care.
ask.
Don't care the amount.
Just go ask for one.
Yeah.
Right.
You doing alright?
I'm gonna sit down next to him.
I'm just open.
Okay, Trake pulls up a chair behind you to spectate, as there is not enough
no.
seats at the actual table for the gambling.
Bad move by us.
But Trake is right beside you.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, you got this, buddy, and I'm gonna slap your back. You have guidance.
Nice.
You also have someone with unimaginable wealth. Just on your
Gold
back.
just keeps. I don't know. I
Keeps
still don't know
magically
this.
there.
Correct. Correct. I still don't know this.
I don't think you do.
Got
You
it.
know that he's definitely got money because people have asked him for money a couple times
Got it.
around you.
That's true.
But you
I'm
don't
just
know
like, okay,
what
sugar
kind of
daddy.
money. You don't know
I don't
if
see.
he's got the FU money or whether it's just he's got some money.
Got it. Okay. So
We got
Going
that
around
fuck
the
on.
table.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna go ahead and roll some. We're just gonna call it a D8.
now I'm not used to luck. Do you want me to add luck or anything to this? I'm not sure
Okay,
with
yes,
how that works.
you do add
Add
luck
luck.
to
Got
your
it, which I have
roll.
a
So
plus
whatever modifier you
3.
have,
Luck.
we're gonna roll D8s rather than D20s for this.
Valid. I've got my gold. Oh, my
What kind of card game is this? Is this like a Texas Hold'em or like
It is more a
poker
general,
or like
like-
war?
It's not
War?
war.
Fire.
War. My favorite gambling game.
Throws
No,
down card of
it's
fire.
it's more like Risk.
I'm playing Risk. This is what's on the table currently.
Yeah.
No wonder that guy left.
No,
He
it
just
would be
lost
more
all
like a
of his
Texas
money.
Hold'em style.
They're 12 hours.
I'm going to walk back to the bathroom and switch into one of my
And
other
I walk
forms,
and,
my black dude.
They start screaming.
Okay,
Uh,
black
well,
dude with
yeah,
dreads.
Yeah,
Valid.
and then
I
come
went
back
into the
out
kitchen
and
and
stand
he, like,
opposite.
he's like,
the
and
table.
runs up to me.
Okay.
Hi, Dad.
And I'm just going to
Go ahead and roll me a performance,
And I was
just
like,
to see
"Hi,
how
Jimbo, can you give me a
inconspicuous
hug?" And he,
Alright.
your mic acts as he's
So,
standing on the
very
other
excited to
opposite
say
the
hi,
table from someone
Ooh.
who's participating.
Is there
I
not like
didn't
a
roll
super packed area? Or is
I
this
mean,
like along the side?
It is fairly packed, but this is less packed than some of the other areas,
Mm.
as this is the gambling tables.
God damn it. So close to good.
Oh god.
Oh no.
7.
Yeah, baby.
So what
You beat
exactly
me. I rolled a
what-
6 perception.
What exactly are you trying to do here?
I'm
Are
just
you
trying
trying
to
to
go
spot
stand
cards?
on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So
But non-conspicuously towards him because I'm not the guy that he was just with when he walked
yeah,
in.
exactly. So Gorsh, you see a person that you don't really recognize.
To be fair, I don't recognize anyone in here.
You don't recognize, but he is standing directly across from you and like makes eye contact with you and winks.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
Okay, never mind.
No,
I was like, why
I
would
don't
I
even
wink?
look at him.
You don't
We're
look
just
at him?
I don't
talking
even
right
look
now.
Okay,
at
so
him.
he's just
I hold my cards closer to me.
Right after they all get their cards, you just hear in your head the pairs of cards that multiple pairs of cards.
yeah. So he's got 3 different people that he can see the cards. in.
Okay, so
From
how do you
his
want me to
angle.
do this? Just roll it twice?
Just go ahead and roll a d8, and you're gonna take a d4 as
For
well
guidance.
for guidance, and you're gonna add that d4 plus your modifier.
Got it. Okay.
So you're gonna have a lot more modifiers than most people.
Yeah, so just
the
D4,
pots are
D8
low.
plus 3.
Yeah, d4, d8 plus 3.
Okay.
The pot's like right now a 12.
Like little pot. Okay, what did you get?
Well, I've got 7 people I'm rolling for.
Okay, well,
What did you get?
11.
You got an 11? Okay.
4 plus 3.
Okay, so as goes a couple rounds around with your separate calls and all this, you do end up winning the first round. You kind of have a run that just happened to be the best at the table.
Okay.
It seems to be a pretty poor round in general for the cards dealt. We're just gonna go ahead and run 3 rounds real quick.
And does that gold go to me or we go round total?
That,
so I just
that,
keep track?
that gold does go to you, and you start the bet. How much are you wanting to put in?
How much should I just receive from that?
You just received 12.
12, 6.
You're gonna put 6 in. Okay. 2 people step out of the table for another 2 to immediately fill the seat, as everyone calls in for 6 gold.
Right.
So that's 36 gold
Got it.
on the table right now.
Okay, and guidance is only one time use?
Or no, it
1
wouldn't be
minute.
36.
1
It
minute?
would be,
I have a
it
whole
would be
time for my
48.
post, too.
48 gold at the table.
Okay.
So you want to go ahead and roll again.
That is a 10 this time.
A 10. So as you get a double pair of aces, everyone else reveals only numbered cards, and there is no runs, no flushes.
High card.
Everyone rolled below a 4 on the d8. So
Okay.
you again sweep in
The drug
everything.
is feeding the
and at
addiction.
this
At
point,
this point, I'm going
one
to
of
go
the
ahead and
dwarfs
just
looks
walk over.
behind him and is like, is looking up at
Oh,
you because
shit.
you're standing behind him, and he's like,
Oh.
"Want to
my-
move the
my
fuck
bad.
on?
You want a drink?
I'd love a fucking drink. Go give me one."
Damn, bossy.
I'm going to kind of go in a little bit of side eye and be like,
He's gonna go.
I'm going to snap at him and then go get a pair of drinks and then return to exactly where I was standing.
Okay. He
I
holds
thought-
his
Oh, I got an idea.
Who knew? We found.
he
the
holds
Gale's
his
type.
cards much closer to his chest from that point on.
No, you found Chadwick's type.
I'm gonna put 12 in.
What the fuck are
You're gonna put 12
It was
in.
48 was the pot? 48?
48 was the
Chadwick
pot.
Booze
48,
Man,
okay.
okay?
I'm keeping track of how much total I have.
Okay. So
48.
you put 12 in, and some people
Alright.
leave the table, some new ones join in.
Wait,
Uh,
Chadwick Boseman? Oh, I just got it.
So let's go ahead and roll.
I was wondering for a second.
Black guy, dreads.
8.
8. Okay, this pot you lose. There is a very short-looking elven man who kind of happily sweeps up, very, very happily sweeps up the, how much gold would that be? That would be
36.
96.
Okay.
No, yeah, because you put 12 in.
Yes.
It's 12 all around. So the 96 gold, he just kind of sweeps over and he immediately puts half of it back in.
Okay.
So many.
With 48.
48?
Going into the pot.
Good. That's what I was wanting to do.
The entire table gets up.
I look at him.
And you and him are kind of looking at each other. And one of the dwarfs, the dwarf who just got a drink bought for him, stays. And as that happens, you guys all hear the door kind of open. And very, very slowly, the crowd gets quieted, like coming from the door. As you all look around, and you guys again see a tall, thin-framed Yankee man standing in the doorway. And he kind of steps in, looks around. He sees a tall black man with dreads looking at him,
He's racist.
and he nods.
Okay, never mind.
Straight right at you, Mike,
Kind of nod back.
almost with a smirk. Looking over, he steps over and takes a seat at the table.
Ooh.
Looks at the pot and produces 4 platinum and 8 gold and slides it in.
Whoa.
Okay. That's the same amount he... Okay. Do I still have...
Wait, so there's 3 people at the table?
There's 4 people at the table right now.
Okay.
And he did not say a word. He just stepped, looked at what the pot was, did the math, and then slid his
So I
money
like
in.
the heat. Okay.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
9.
9. As the cards land, the gift seems to have a perfect royal flush. As he takes it and slides all the gold over to him and kind of just looks up to the others. Everyone here seems to have a lot of money still. And so he slides 100 gold
Perfect.
in.
I slide 100 gold in. I'm keeping track. I'm currently at, if I lose this, I'm at negative 108 gold. And as I put it in, I'm like,
What? Negative?
well, no, in like if I lose this, bet,
Okay,
I'll
okay,
remove that
overall.
from my account.
Overall.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, you're going down. How? You don't have money.
Fabricate. Grab a gold bar out of my pocket.
Just puts it in IOU.
Okay. So, are
Yikes.
Trake or Mike wanting to do anything else to attempt to assist here? Other than what they have been doing.
Can't.
Okay.
No,
Well, who's the guy to his right? Who's that?
The guy directly to his right would be the dwarf. No, he would be the elven man.
Goofy elf.
Alright, I'm gonna drop guidance on our friend and give it to the Dwarven man instead.
Okay.
I
And
may
you pull out a
accidentally give him the wrong numbers.
Okay.
You've been giving me numbers. I haven't.
He's been giving you numbers of what certain people have to help you know when to call or when to play. But up to this point, that's not really changed much.
Yeah.
So, let's go ahead and roll.
Okay. 9.
9. The dwarven man takes the pot, literally rolled a 9, but rolled 1 on a d4. Jade's so happy. Slides the 400 gold, and wants to step out.
Check you something.
He literally gets halfway out of his chair. Fuck it. And he slides 150 in.
I'd like to look at him. 90% of gamblers back away right before the next big
He
win.
says, fuck it, and he slides all 400 back in.
I put 400 in.
What?
I give guidance to the dwarf.
That sounds about right.
You give guidance to the dwarf. Okay. The elf's like, too rich for my blood. And he steps out. But the gift Yankee kind of looks over. Pulls out a small satchel and slides 400 in platinum over the table.
Okay.
400 gold and platinum.
400
in
platinum.
I'm just
I was like,
400 in platinum.
Okay.
So, let's go ahead and roll.
What you just tell me what you got? Just tell me.
The highest was a 9.
2. Well, plus 5.
Oh man.
Damn. Okay. So,
That's us.
the dwarf does again win that pot.
Yay.
And he's very, very happy.
How much did he do this one? 1,500?
He just won 12. He just won 800.
800.
800. Upon which, another person steps into the fold as Tark, seemingly noticing how expensive the game's getting, sits down, pulls out his satchel that you all assumed to be like some kind of bag of, I don't know, feed for his snake or something, because it was a heavy ass bag.
Oh my! It's
Chunks it down.
It's gold.
It's like a garbage bag, just full of gold. He opens it and starts individually counting shit out until he just dumps a whole bunch, pushes it into the pot, and says, I think that's around 500.
I literally put as a flaw in my character, you can't back away from gambling unless he goes broke or he wins. That is a very crucial thing against
This
my
is
character.
no, you think he actually got most of the money and I get a small of it because I'm the dumber one?
No, it's because
I'm
I
the
gambled.
backup plan.
Yeah.
I'm this backup storage.
So, he pushes 500 gold, so the pot is
500 in.
2,000.
Yep,
Right.
I know, and I can only back
What
away
would
on a
it be?
win.
2,500.
4
He
people
puts 500.
joined. Oh yeah, 4
The
people.
elf
500.
left
Oh,
at the
okay.
400.
Too
Okay.
rich for
So
my
there is
blood.
still only 4
Oh,
in the game.
gotcha. I'm tracking now.
So-
I'm switching D8.
Do you want mine?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Blood dice.
Do you want
Blood
the blood
die.
one?
Yes.
Blood
Okay.
for
Alright.
the blood good.
So, this does seem to be getting semi-late. People are getting tired. This is probably the last round.
Okay.
And with it being so high, we're going to extend this and we're going to make it 3 rolls.
So you're all 3 at once? I can roll.
You can roll 3 at once if you want, but let's do it. No, let's just do it
Got it.
together.
You want a blue D8?
Okay. So,
I'm gonna roll a different D8 each time.
Okay.
So hand that one to me.
okay. Different
Let
D8
me
each time.
find
Then
my
I'll roll
D8.
this one after that. Okay.
Here's another
Okay. Go ahead and roll your
one. Both
first
of
round.
those have never been rolled before, so.
That is a 9. for the
A
first
9. So, we're playing this as not winning each time,
Mhm.
but as getting good draws.
Yes.
And it seems that you would say you've gotten a very
Okay.
good draw for this first
I'll
round.
just keep these to the side. Remember them. If
Okay.
that matters.
Second round.
That is a 7.
A 7. You and the Githyanki end up locking eyes, seemingly trying to read each other.
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure, go ahead.
Let me look up. I'm just gonna roll a d20 and then go find my score. 17. I think I have a mid insight. 20.
20. Your gambler's intuition,
Addiction. Just say what
your
it is.
gambling addiction, and with your high level of experience in reading people, you would guess he's bluffing.
Okay. Do I get any bonus on this one then?
No,
At
it's
all?
no bonus.
It's
This
just-
is merely for the draw. It's
Alright.
yeah. He gets a negative.
Gets a negative. Got it.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and
If
roll.
this one fucks me, it's your dice.
I got it. What was it?
It is a 5.
Is the dwarf gone, by the way?
Okay, not terrible.
That's
no,
it.
the dwarf's still there. Have you been guidancing the dwarf this time? I
Oh,
have
yeah.
been rolling as though you have. He's been rolling shit though.
That's a 8
Oh,
on
okay.
my part.
That's an 8.
8 on my part.
Okay. So we're gonna have to roll again.
Oh.
As both the dwarf and
He's
Tark,
getting a different one.
the dwarf and Tark end up stepping out. They fold. And it is
Smart.
just you and the Githyanki.
The first
And at this
psychological
point,
battle.
the pot has slid around.
Wait, that get Yankees back?
The Gith.
Oh
my
my
brother
God.
in Christ.
I was in the bathroom probably when.
How
he
much
did that.
more
Oh, that's right.
would
Yeah, he walked
Gorsh have put into the pot
He's in the game.
as it's gone around?
let me look at how much I have.
He is platinum.
He's one of the guys hunting us, isn't
Yeah.
Give me a
Yeah, he's
sec.
one of the 3. Yeah, I already said
he?
that.
Oh,
Last session.
yeah, I know that.
Yeah. He also locked eyes with me, even though I'm in a different form, and we just kind of nodded to each other when he came over and sat down at the gambling table.
I mean, you did kind
Well,
of. You did.
They have different like psionic abilities. They probably you could probably see your true
Well, you
form.
did reveal to him
I
your
put
li-
684
kind
more.
of.
You put another
each
684.
other's
Yes.
illusions,
Okay,
'cause he was
so
illusioning
we're
last
actually going
time
to
he
keep
was
Tark
Oh, yeah.
in on this.
Okay.
Tark would stick around. So the dwarf has dipped,
Okay.
and it is Tark, the Githyanki, and Gorsh.
Okay.
As we are now playing for a pot, so 600 and...
My total I put in is 1,692 gold.
okay.
I didn't count the stuff I've won, which would be an extra 42 that I didn't lose.
Okay, so you put an initial
about
500...
1,700 total.
you put an initial 500 in.
Mhm.
How much have you put in on top of that as the rounds have gone through? You
Just
said 600 and something.
You probably would have
692.
692.
I was gonna say
Okay.
you probably would have upped when you saw that he was bluffing.
Yeah.
That's just realistic.
And what was the buy-in on this round? The very start of this round, 1,000?
500.
500. So 500.
Yeah.
Yeah,
11,
692 more.
692.
More after the 500. So
So
yeah.
11.
Okay, so the pot is pretty much 3,600 right now.
Got it. That's what I like to hear.
Actually, no. It would be more like 4,200.
Okay.
Considering the dwarf folded.
Oh yeah.
So, as you guys are all kind of looking at each other, the cards are flipped.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and roll.
Okay. Okay. What'd you get? I got a 5.
You got a 5.
5, but I had good rolls on the other ones.
And that's with your modifier?
With my modifier.
With your modifier.
That sucks.
Can I roll an Arcana and watch the gift cards?
You can.
That royal flush did seem a little sus.
Yeah.
Not 20, baby!
Oh my god.
For 21.
As you're peering,
That's what we like to hear.
you're a big fan of illusions. And you've peeked around the side, and you see his cards. And that ace seems oddly funky looking.
Tark's gonna hear in his head that gets cheating.
As that happens, Tark looks around. And as the cards flip, so does the table. As 4,200 gold splatters on the tavern floor. And he slams his fist down, looks at the cards, and the Githyanki is completely stunned. And so he loses concentration on his illusion. And one of the cards that is flipping out that was an ace turns into a 3 as it flies through the air. And he looks around, and Tark looks at him with anger in his eyes, and is and as Jack steps out and is like, "What is going on?"
Just some gambling.
No, wait, hold
Jack
on.
hears in
Atan
his head.
would think that there's a bar fight going on with the sudden flip of the table, and so he just goes, "Bar fight!" and just swings for the first person.
Okay, so as you just swing for the first person, you see, you're at the bar at this point in time, and sitting on a stool about your height with you standing is just a gnome dude. And first person, you just go, boom, and not joking, flies off the just flies into a table with a whole bunch of meat. And people start picking up shit and just throwing it at each other.
1 sec.
Have I gotten my
Hears
next
in
flight
his
yet?
head as
Yes, you
this is
finished.
all starting
Okay, well,
to
I have
happen,
my next
Jack's gonna
flight.
hear the Gith is cheating.
I rolled an 18. I believe I won. Can I cast telekinesis and just have it just go around collecting the gold with it towards me?
Okay,
and
so
just
what,
put it in
what
a
we're
bag.
gonna do?
Oh my god.
What we're gonna do? Okay, so about 1,500 of the gold is swooped up before you can get to it by other parishioners of the bar.
Can I have
But-
my familiar?
Zach, I conjure animals. I make a swarm of rats, and they were gonna go and grab all the gold for me.
Okay,
I was waiting.
how are rats gonna grab 4,200 pieces of gold?
Each rat can grab 1
Because
gold.
they're fast. They're fast, mother.
Okay, you can do one at a time.
Actually, at the same time they're collecting it, right before I cast
Oh my God.
telekinesis,
The rats are not gonna do much.
can I cast Major Image to make it look like the gold's gone?
Yes, you very
And I
much
can.
can.
I still know where all of it's at.
Yes, you would still be able to kind of sense it. You
Yeah.
wouldn't have exact.
I would like to go
locations.
collect it. I can't used major images concentration, so I don't believe I can use telekinesis because that's concentration.
Okay.
It is, so I,
So
and
you
I have my
are
familiar just
you are able to swoop up pretty quickly 2,700 gold.
2,700
it.
gold. Got it.
A lot of it immediately went into hands and pockets
Understandable.
and such, but you are able to wrap up 2,700 gold. And as Jack steps out and is kind of looking around,
And there's a bar fight going on now.
food flies, just smacks him right in the face as this like soup bowl literally slams into the side of his head. And as this is all going on, you hear from the corner, "Rounds for everyone!" as just like some random dwarf in the corner is trying to get people to calm down. Just food everywhere. Nari literally gets pushed into a table. You slam, fall into like a roast chicken that's like in a pot of soup.
Sorry,
What-
but no. Well, Warden is just after he punches him, he just lets out a big sigh, and then just keeps sipping on the rest of the flight, the second flight he has, just like.
As that happens, a human gets slammed into the bar. The bar crumples from his weight, and the rest of your flight just falls to the ground.
Warden, get angry,
They do.
Warden.
What is
Get
the
angry.
gift doing at this point?
How much gold
The
was it?
gift, 2,700.
2,700?
So you've been keeping an eye on the gift, and as Jack comes out, and now this commotion is going, there is literally a gnome flying across your field of view as you kind of step over, and you're locked eyes with the gift. And as you see the gift, he kind of steps back into the crowd, gets knocked forward, and steps back up, and you see an elven man standing in front of you.
Wait, hold on.
I'm happy now.
Who is locking eyes with you and trying to not get knocked over, but again you see that almost shimmering form of multiple versions of himself.
I cast Aura of Vitality. And I'm just randomly pinging just like people who are getting hurt, so nobody's getting hurt this whole time.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's gonna cost
So like
so much
it, like
Well,
literally like
recognize
everyone's
that
stamina
as
just
him
like gets filled.
Putting
Oh my
up an illusion or losing the illusion of.
You would think he's putting on an illusion.
Okay.
Of an elf.
Yes. And he just is there for a moment, locks eyes, and you hear in my mind, in your mind,
In my mind.
in my mind, oh, fun game. I'll have to play again sometime. And as that happens, he goes invisible. And seemingly slides back into the crowd.
Well then.
I just look around. Well, 90% of gamblers do walk away right before the next big win. They all walked away. And this was my big win. I walk over to the
As
bar.
you're yelling that
I'm
to...
not yelling. I'm just saying it as a
Okay, you say it quietly to yourself. Absolutely no one hears over the commotion.
I know. I'm
As
just
this happens, you guys
Inner
see
monologue
Jack
moment.
stand up and roar out into the crowd, and everyone, just like little children, falls silent.
I'm just holding one person like.
Right after he does that, I'm
Just
gonna
person.
go ahead and just punch Gorsh in the face, just like
What
really
did
quick.
Just
cast
everyone's
shield?
silent, and there's just a ping as
not gonna
a
cast
tiny
anything.
fist glances off a magical shield.
Hey, buddy.
I don't think you'd be able to hit him with shield active.
Huh?
So
Hey there, buddy. How you doing?
as
How
that
you doing?
happens, Reek kind of steps out and is like, again. And Jack looks down at him and is like, all right, well, the dwarf got drinks for everyone, so he casts a spell or two to kind of like fix the place up a little bit.
Yeah.
He
But
casts dispel. Oh, never mind. That's to target someone. So the invisible gift doesn't come back.
no, he casts some spells and fixes up some of the bar and the room, and then just kind of lets things calm down. He does push Atan and a couple other people who seem to be the instigators off into their own corner,
That's an awful idea.
and kind of just sits them
That was
down.
the problem to
Gives
begin
them
with.
a stern talking to.
I just put my head in shame. Like a kid being
And
stolen
like
by
all
his
of,
dad.
it's like you. There's a pair of dwarves and there's a human that are all just like this.
Is he still using like the threatening presence thing?
Yes.
That's even
Y'all
better.
are terrified as shit. Like, he seems to have, like, grown a foot as he's doing this, and is like,
What way?
Bad.
always. Bad dog.
He's straight up pulling
Bad
the
dragon.
Gandalf and the Hobbits.
No,
Yes,
like how
the
you would
Gandalf.
like be like.
I am not trying to rob you! I am trying to help.
If I say Bilbo's a burglar, then a burglar he will be.
Okay. So, at this point, I would like to ping everyone. You're in the corner, getting a stone talking to.
I am sitting at the bar, just like a chair or two over from Warden, because I assume the ones next to him are probably broken.
Yeah.
And I just kind of scooted over like a little bit, and I'm just sitting there, just chilling, just petting my little weasel.
At this point, Jack and Woot are like behind the bar, just holding stools and casting mending on them, and just trying to repair.
Is there
what
any
they
way I
can.
can help them with transmutation, like the natural abilities that I have of
I mean,
transmutation?
you could help a little bit. I don't think Gorsh would actively be looking to be doing that when there's alcohol in front of him.
Gorsh does not drink.
Gorsh does not.
Gorsh
drink.
does not drink.
Okay. In that case, yeah, Gorsh could help out a little
He has
bit.
to keep a clear head to be able to gamble.
That's one of the reasons.
Yes, Warden.
Oh, backstory.
You'll find out.
Never
sometime.
mind.
Never mind.
I had an
Okay,
alcoholic
so
father.
Trake, Mike, Nari, are you guys all sitting together?
Yeah.
I would probably go back to the bathroom and drop my disguise and come back out.
Okay. So, you go in and you come back out, just kind of perusing everything. It seems to have calmed down a little bit. You guys all find a little place.
Does anyone see, like, notice, like, me
Go ahead and roll perception.
coming back out?
Also, I just had a thought when this is over.
What,
Question
that we're a
about my
bunch of
memory
idiots?
No, question about my memory loss and the details surrounding.
Dirty 20.
Good.
Dirty 20. You kind of peer around. And you do seem to lock eyes with a halfling for a little bit longer than you generally would think some Ranger Purveyor would. But you have absolutely no, like,
I'm just gonna
concrete.
rub my abs
It's even
a
worse.
little bit and then go and sit down at the party's table.
Okay.
Lift shirt.
Lift shirt.
Perfect 14 pack.
A fake 50 pack. Just
No.
ridges on
can't
ridges.
do.
I'm gonna
Literal
rub my stomach as
washboard.
if I just released an abomination in that toilet. And that is why I was in there for the
You just went
last
around-
25, 30 minutes.
Nice.
Because as anyone else would have noticed if they were paying attention, I went in there about 30 minutes ago.
Oh gosh.
And I'm just now coming back out. Because last time I came out and when I went in, I was Chadwick.
Yeah, you was Chad.
So,
Which is such a dumb, funny name.
That's amazing.
So, as you kind of step back out, you sit down with Nari and Trake. You guys kind of take a little time, 30, 40 minutes, just eating, drinking, having
Enjoying
a good
each
time,
other's company.
enjoying each other's company.
Oh, I had the question. So, okay, so I forget that there were spiders there, but do I remember like the poking around in Jack's office and like the bickering with Trake?
You remember there was something having to do with Jack's office where you and Trake did some stuff. And
Do I remember him? Do I remember like him trying to cast something on me? Okay.
Because that was directly in front of spiders.
Damn.
So, after some time, you guys are kind of finishing your meal, and you notice there's a dog just running around the tavern, like a big old mastiff.
Just randomly?
Just like you've never seen it here before, and it's running around. After a little while, it comes around, and it's like going table to table, like sitting, getting a little bit of food.
Do
going to the
we
next
normally
table.
see dogs around the area?
Not in the whale's call.
Not no, but like on the streets.
On the streets, there are some, but not many.
When it walks over, first
I'll whistle over for it.
polymorph. I can no longer speak my language, but I can speak that language. Correct? Because you cannot speak your own. That's why
I'd have to let me look into
And
it.
if you can't speak your own, it would make sense that you can only speak the language of what you transformed into.
Polymorph spell.
If you just
far
can't
away
understand
is,
anything, that's even
Ventar's
that's
place
funny.
from-
Ventar's place, about 12, 15 minutes.
Okay. In like the 30, 40 minutes that went by, after Warden kind of helped prop up a little bit of the bar.
I mean, you obviously can't speak your normal tongue, but it says nothing about you losing the capability to understand it.
Okay.
I would say you would be able to communicate with whatever race or type of creature that is, as a general rule of thumb, not like a blanket rule.
Yeah.
Warden kind of before that whole 30-40 minutes part that you spoke about, Warden walked out to Ventar's to chit chat with Ventar for a few minutes, and then so if it's a 10-12 minute walk, talk to them for about 5-10 minutes, then walk back. I'd
What
be
would you wish
walking
to
back
discuss
in.
with them?
Well, I figured you could finish up with them, and it's not super important.
Well, if we're talking time, I'm wanting to keep in consequence.
Oh, okay. Warden. Talks with Ventar, and he's asking if with kind of the way that the Rocky Talkies work, where they communicate with each other and things like that, he's asking if there is a magical way to essentially read the vitals of your party members. So like I can see the vitals of like different party members whenever I get.
Ventar kind of ponders for a minute and says, "There's a possibility I could add something of that sort in. It would take time, a lot of time. That's not necessarily something I have time for right now. That's a very intriguing thought. Something I may look into in the future. It's conceivably possible. I wouldn't say it's actually possible. I'd have to look into it more."
Anyways, I chit chat with him about that for a little bit, and then I walk back. So
Okay.
we can go in. I'll ask you more questions.
Warden steps back, and then stepping back in, Warden, you also see this big old mastiff, like probably 160 plus pound mastiff, like a humongous mastiff running about. And Drake, you said you called the mastiff over?
Yeah, whistle.
Drake, and the mastiff kind of clocks the whistle, kind of comes over, and does an extensive amount of time sniffing you.
Good boy, good boy.
Seems pretty friendly.
I'm gonna offer him a brownie.
As you hold a brownie, it goes and kind of backs away from the brownie.
Good. Good doggo. Speak with animals. What's your name?
You do not get a response.
Telepathy.
It's not an animal.
Aw, you don't want a brownie? Bad doggy.
I stand up. I put my hand. I put my hand on Mike, and I look at the dog, and it's like a knowing look, and I want to see if it responds to that look, because I just figured something out.
As you have no connection with it, and Mike, what did you say again?
I said, oh, you don't want a brownie? Bad doggy.
Chocolate's not good for dogs.
I just kind of grin.
I'm gonna sprint out of the room.
You don't hear that, Drake. This is
Oh, okay,
going
never mind.
straight mentally to Mike.
Just go.
As
I'm
the
gonna
dog
whisper to
sits,
Mike.
tail
like,
wagging,
something's
is
not
looking
right.
straight at you.
I'm just looking straight at him.
It sits up on two legs.
Okay, fair point. I'm going to offer him one of my failed potions that I don't know what it does.
I think that's even worse for dogs.
Oh, you don't want to try it out?
I'm sure I'll try it out at some point.
Wait,
Is this the master?
Yes.
I read 3 articles.
It is like licking Drake's leg.
All right. What about this? And I'm going to hold out an orchard fruit
An orchard
from the
fruit.
corrupted orchard. The purpley looking peach thing.
It,
Oh yeah, I have one of those.
It takes a nibble and then immediately just projectile vomits on the wood beneath it.
Alright, well that's a nope, I guess. And I'm just gonna set that on the table. Be like, well, that's all I got, buddy.
What?
It's like, and as it does that, stands up on its hind legs and props itself on the table, and just leans into a plate that has some meat left, and just takes a big old bone with like a clump of meat on its end, and just hops down, and goes underneath your table and just sits down, almost knocking the table over as he's just big.
I'm gonna say to the telepathic link for the group, he doesn't like chocolate. He says it's bad for dogs, apparently.
He says that?
He's talking to you?
Yeah, he's also not a fan of drinking my failed potions to see what they do for me. He said that's potentially worse for him than chocolate.
Hey, go through that thing, because we're talking to the whole group here. This is not a dog. Because I can't talk to it.
But I can talk to it.
Yes, we know how you like to play dumb, but this is not a dog, and you know that.
You know that. And you know that.
You know.
You know
Alright, Drake, so what is
You
it
know.
then?
Let's find out. I'm gonna go up to the dog. Can I get the orb out, Zach?
What
What
orb?
orb?
Which orb?
The orb that used to hold a ton of coins in it, but is now empty.
Yes, you can.
I would just like to belly scratch the dog for a few minutes.
Okay.
But the orb is out as well. If anyone else has something to do
Just
in that time, I'm
FYI,
just trying to
from
get its
your
trust.
from Trake's knowledge, gold is the only, and currency is the only thing he's ever had in it.
That's true.
Just FYI.
Trying to stick the dog inside of the.
What the dog do? Just sticks the orb to the dog and nothing
Your
happens.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if I should use something else instead?
You can go ahead and try. I mean, even say with trying to get a bag of holding, the opening to a bag of holding is very small. It is not large. Forcing someone into it is not feasible without immense strength over them. The Mastiff is stronger than Trake.
And bigger.
And bigger. It's literally 3 times Trake's
Right.
weight.
But it'd be like a sleight of hand kind of thing where like I have its trust and we're just doing like a belly
Okay,
rub and then
so-
I just kind of yoink it in there.
Another thing
And it
is
doesn't have time to react.
it is not as soon as it touches, like I say, I touch to the tail to the inside of the bag. Oh, it's in the bag now. No, you have to physically
It's not
force the legs in and then pull it up the waist and then force the next legs in and pull it up the neck. It is not as soon
That
as
would
it
be
touches
hard.
the portal, it goes.
Got it. Man, if I had just had a immovable rod right now, that'd make things a lot easier. But whatever.
So, as you're kind of there, you're just petting it. How long do you stay down there?
Until I come up with an idea. So if someone else wants to do something, I'm just thinking.
Did he say to the party that like, oh, that's not a dog, kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that conversation between the two was part of it.
Okay.
Did you include?
Well, when he says
Yes.
that, Warden kind of, as he's kind of walking back towards the bar, he looks down at the dog and wants to kind of analyze what magic tomfoolery is going on here.
Okay, you can go ahead and roll an Arcana if you want.
If only I had the tongue spray.
If only I had tones.
Wilson. Not worth it.
Another nat one.
Nope, that was a 13 plus 8.
With a 21, you would guess this is, I mean, some kind of magic for sure. You wouldn't be able to tell the school off the top of your head, but like, there's definitely magic fuckery going on here.
That's all Warden does. You kind of hear like a, and then he just walks over to the bar. He's like, well, I mean, there's no new information. We already know it's not a dog.
So as Drake,
What the non-dog doing?
as you are down, kind of like below the table, petting this creature, after a little while, you're petting and you're trying your best to think of something you can do here. A little gnome woman crawls underneath the table and starts petting the dog with you.
I suddenly have an idea. I am going to, I'm trying to show off here, so I'm just gonna casually like flick a couple seeds over to the far side of the dog, and then sprinkle a couple over near me while petting. Does the dog react to that at all? We good?
The dog kind of bites at some of the seeds as you throw them to the other side and does kind of like pivot over and starts licking them off the ground.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna start like just throwing seeds everywhere, okay? There's seeds on the dog, seeds around him. We good?
Okay, you're throwing your seed everywhere, I understand.
Alright. Plant growth. Into the floorboards. He can't move.
Okay. That's not how that spell
don't
works.
think that-
Come on.
It is
Oh.
shortened movement, one, if anything, and two, you would cause vines and growth to come from all around the floorboard because it is a 300-foot radius, if memory serves.
Wait, what?
It is a very, very large AoE spell.
Oh.
That is
Yeah.
not a 5-foot range. That is huge.
The whole town.
Plant growth is a 150-foot, a 100-foot radius where all seeds would sprout and
I see
become
it.
super thick. So everything would come through the floorboards, and there would just be vines and plant growths and thorny bushes everywhere in this tavern.
Yep.
It's like, I still
That's more along the lines of speak with plants, but I don't think that is enough.
So,
It's 10 minutes too, so.
yeah, it takes time. So,
Alright.
as you're kind of standing there, this little gnome girl, like, she seems young. Probably about your age, if not younger. She kind of comes up.
Mhm.
Hi, he's very cute, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm gonna
What?
try to give warning glances. If I can.
Give me glasses?
She wraps her
Warning
arms.
glances.
She wraps her arms around the neck of this mastiff, who seems to like not care at all.
What are you-
So snuggly. Adorable. Hi. She holds her hand.
What's
out.
your name?
Oh, I'm Megan.
Hi, Megan. I'm Trick.
Nice to meet you, Drake. What are you doing here?
I'm here with my adventuring party. And we just accidentally caused a tavern brawl. And
Oh, that was you
then
guys?
this dog walked in.
Oh, yeah. The dog's very cute, isn't he? Yeah.
Dog. Very,
You got some food?
definitely dog.
I'm kind of hungry.
I got some seeds.
While this is happening, can I have been ritual casting detect magic?
Sure, go ahead.
Just tell me whenever during this when it would have been up.
Detect magic.
Would have done it when
It would
around
take about
10 minutes. Is about when I saw the dog. And,
So,
and I got
yeah,
the
we're
message
almost to
this
that
isn't
point.
a dog. So
We're almost to that point. You got any food?
I offer her a brownie. I just hear, do you have any food from under the table? And I just don't even look down there. I just put a brownie down there.
Oh, don't eat that, don't eat that, don't eat that.
I'm almost tempted, but I think I'll pass for now. Could be fun.
You just hear a very heavy sigh from above the table, to which the brownie
As
withdraws.
the brownie begins to withdraw, almost with like cat-like reflexes, the small hand of this gnomish girl reaches out, grabs the brownie, and yanks it back towards her. So as you pull up, the brownie's not in your hand anymore, and she's just kind of holding it. I'll save it for later. And she seems to like shove it in a back pocket.
I'm gonna lean over. It's like, it's not just a brownie,
Oh, I know.
so you know.
Oh, I know.
Kills us and then gets high.
gets high and then kills us.
Gets high and then kills
They're
us.
lots of fun. I've heard stories.
Of Mikhail's brownie?
These aren't Mikhail's brownies. These are the whale skull's
Oh,
brownies.
you're right.
Yeah.
No way, he'll brownies.
I just think of them as Mikhail's brownies. Mikhail's the one that deals them out like he's.
So what you doing here,
I
Drake?
kind of am.
Did she ever say your name? Did you ever say your name?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Megan,
Yeah, Megan.
It's like
supposedly.
I
What
don't
did
like
you say, Zach? I
gnomes.
didn't hear.
She said. So what you doing here?
Not much. Flaying some devils and finding a dragon's heart. You know.
Devils.
Why are you
Why
just...
are you just? Oh my
Devils.
god.
I've had
Oh,
a
yeah,
few
yeah.
experiences with devils. They're interesting figures, aren't they?
I just want my detect magic to be up.
Yeah, we fought a real bad
Literally
one.
a child.
I just want my
I just
detect
kind of
magic
like
to be up, so I know
slowly
what's
go
happening.
like this,
This
and I
is
go,
awful.
"They're so much fun, aren't they?" And then I just give them a big grin, and then
I
just go,
know, Mike. They're so much fun.
Did you tell him your name?
Is my detect magic up yet?
No.
Oh.
Am I even here? Am I even with them? I don't
Can
even
I-
know.
Yeah, you're
Roll
at this
an
table. You
insight.
hear, you know Drake and the dog are down there, and you're.
What the dog
Like
doing?
underneath the
Tom
table?
would notice
Yes.
What I did.
Where's this girl from? I'm sorry.
Can
She's
I-
underneath
What's
the
the
table.
total
as well.
intelligence? Like
Little
12,
number.
13?
Can I roll an insight to the fact that she just called me Mike?
Yeah, sure.
Hold up. 0 + 1?
22.
It's
22? You have not told her your name. And it has not been said in the conversation you've been having above table
Yeah.
with them beneath, as far as you know.
I would like to make an announcement.
He's right
Would
outside.
the tell the
It's like 50,
oh, this is a problem. This child knows who you are. Can we do something about this?
Okay, I'll just say in my head,
before-
like, figuring out.
Huh?
Give me time.
Okay.
Uh,
So-
Okay, whenever I tell Trick to shut up, it never works. You need to tell him to shut up.
threat
I'll say
analysis.
Okay,
I
you
know.
can go ahead and pop
I,
one.
I know
it's,
it'll be
it's
audible.
going to light the entire room's going to light up. Everything.
No.
Specifically
Specifically
on the
looking
gnome.
at the
Child.
child.
Okay. So you're kind of trying to get a good glance of it because you're still at the bar, so you're just kind of looking at underneath the table, seeing the dog. Go ahead.
Oh, that's right. I'm not sitting at the table.
I'm gonna like, if I can nonchalantly like grab one of the daggers that's like at my waist.
I'm actually gonna start walking over
It's
to
like
the
at
table to
high
sit.
level
Okay.
for.
So
And-
as you kind of
But
lean,
she's under the table and we're sitting at the table.
as you kind of lean back
I'm
to
sitting
get.
next to Warden.
Hold on. As you kind of lean back to grab the blade out of its holster and just get it propped up, you feel almost like a silky smooth hand on your calf. And she says, "It's all right, Nari. We don't gotta worry about anything here."
As I'm walking up and I'm running a threat
Fuck,
analysis.
we don't. Says that out loud.
And at this point, she's like,
I just
Drake,
kind of peek back under.
"You, Drake,
Don't
you
know
and Mike,
what that
both of
landed
y'all.
on.
Hey,
You're the-
Santara,
I have
how
no
are
idea
you
what that
doing?
rolled.
I'm doing
I was
great."
wondering when you'd
What?
show up.
Hey, this one's Megan.
What's the
I
name
would
that you
prefer to
said?
be addressed as such.
This one's
What did you call it?
Okay, Megan.
Wait,
If you
what do
will.
we use for threat analysis again?
Santara.
I've just rolled.
Sinthara. Is that the name
Okay,
of the
I
side?
rolled a
Driver,
15.
yeah.
I just want to know what magic.
This one's Megan.
Yes.
I
This
rolled,
one's Megan.
I rolled a 15.
A
Give me the
15.
same rules.
Threat analysis seems
Just
average.
ritually cast.
All right.
See me in the middle
So,
of the bar.
as Gorsh is doing this, as soon as detect magic pops off, you get a freaking flashbang of magic. Because
Perfect.
everything in this tavern is magic.
Fine with me. I want to stare at child and dog.
The dog has a heavy sense of transmutation magic
Okay.
coming from it.
And the child.
Some form of illusion magic.
Illusion. Can I roll to try and see at least through the illusion? Because transmutation
seeing
not really.
through it
but
is-
illusion, I know you can like technically see through. Yeah.
Dependent. I actually
The wicked witch of
technically
the
think
East,
it would be,
bro.
for her, would be illusion and transmutation.
And transmutation. Okay.
So, she's just kind of sitting there, and she looks at Trey and Mike, who peek down. The rest of your group's so stuck up, man.
We heard that.
Y'all got no loose.
How did you get to know him?
Huh?
Did you meet them before I joined the group? How long have you known
Oh
them?
my
I've
god.
heard
Drake.
many stories.
Drake.
As I'm now
So I
I just
finally
want to
at
look
the
at
table.
Drake and be like, Drake,
Can I kick him? Can I reach
No,
him?
well-
Oh,
well-
I would like to kick Drake.
Well, here's the thing: is
Trey,
as soon
dumbass.
as she's trying to kick Trake, I just reached the table and I just pick Trake up and like prop him on my shoulder.
I'm standing up and backing away.
So, Nari's backing up. Drake, you are like face to face with Megan, and you just get lifted up like by the back of your shirt by Warden. She's like,
I made you.
fine!
I made you
And
mix.
she
kick.
climbs up very awkwardly, like not how you would generally see someone climb, almost as if the bends at the shoulder and elbow are moving awkwardly. As she kind of climbs up onto the table,
As that's happening, can I scream, Jack, we have a problem.
and she just sits cross-legged at the corner of the table. She's only probably about 28 inches tall in this gnomish form.
You know, I'll just let you guys know. Do the thing. I feel like you already know this, but heavy illusion and transmutation coming from both of them. Transmutation mainly
Wait.
from dog.
I was gonna give her something.
You were
I was
petting
gonna
me,
give her-
man.
Stop giving people things.
Presents. I love
No,
presents.
it's in a bag. It's in a bag. You guys, we give this to everyone that we love.
What are you
Just
What kind of present
I mean,
do you
Look
have
what
for me?
Thomas just stole.
She's heard a lot about us, right?
Oh,
Almost
I've had
looking
so many.
over.
Oh, I had
You-
like
you
36
are
shots.
Stuff of legends.
It doesn't affect you though.
No, it doesn't.
Born to be an alcoholic, forced to be sober.
What present do you have for me, Trey?
Oh, it's like this really good powdered sugar. It's not from anywhere you've seen before, and you will not recognize it by any means. Taste some. It's really good.
She takes the
Trey.
bag and peeks inside, and there is little to none left. As she's
Little.
looking
Dude,
at it
he
there,
got high just by smelling it.
Little, not
And
none,
she's-
little to them.
she doesn't breathe in as she peers into the bag.
I rolled deception for you. If
Yeah,
that helps.
I saw it and I rolled against it. And she just kind of rolls the top of the bag closed and is like, It's not my style of drug. And holds it out to you. And if you don't grab it immediately, she just drops the bag.
He's gonna take it back, but he's sad.
Sad.
That would.
I'm going to telepathically speak to the dog again and just go, Kandakar, may I assume?
No.
That's a giant for you.
Well, that solves
Oh,
Just
okay.
a dog.
My mistake. Insight. What is your name?
Jack.
Jackie?
Jackie Chan.
All right. Nice to meet you, Jackie.
Nice to meet you, Mikhail Huntsman. Fuck. And as you're speaking to the dog, Megan just kind of looks at you disapprovingly. You could be talking to the person who can talk right back.
He can talk right back as well.
Yeah, but he's a little special.
That's not what they
Already
call
told
you,
them that.
Miss
No.
Not Gnome Lady.
Invisibility.
She
I
means
am a gnome right now.
she means
Visibility, that's true.
literally
Would've popped
special.
up.
Yeah, literally special.
The one thing I could use right
He's older
now.
than
We
his
need
IQ.
visibility in the room. Anyone casts invisibility, it's 10 minutes. It lasts after that. It's up. Any
There
invisibility
is
in the
no
room?
invisibility.
No invisibility. Okay, and 30 feet of me at least? Got it.
No, there is a lot of illusion
yeah.
and transmutation around this room. You would guess there are more than just these two people shifted into something they are generally not. Now,
Do we have like
That's
40
not
people
uncommon.
from the Huntsmen
I'm
just
just
in the
gonna
room?
just
Oh.
I'm just gonna lean onto the bar. Almost half the people in here.
Do we want to
aren't
plane
who they
travel?
appear.
Nori's got the plane traveling thing. Do we want to just get the fuck out of here?
Are you offering? You said
Okay.
this in the head.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, I'm offering
As-
because I don't like spiders.
as
You don't know
Nari,
if spiders here.
as Nari is,
I know what
acting-
she is.
Oh.
As Nari is acting
There
really
is a
awkward and mentally trying to talk with the group, you see Megan kind of just look over.
What are you watching?
Why are you so nervous? I'm not dumb. Are you trying to take me as dumb?
You just have extra legs and I don't like it.
I am completely normal right now. I have 2 legs, 2 arms like any gnomish girl.
It just goes weirdly around.
But that's not
I'm
normal!
just like rotating.
That is exactly what happens.
How badly
As the
I'm
arms are
gonna
pretty much
cast a spell
noodles
magic on that?
and
Ah.
just up around.
It's like the flaily arm.
It's
man.
like
I'm gonna like almost literally just like
She's like,
Oh.
she reaches out to touch your hand as comfort.
Jack! Jack!
And she's
Health code violations!
She's like, Nari, alright, calm down. There won't be any troubles tonight.
Jack!
I'm not drunk enough to fight you right now, alright?
You're not drunk?
I don't even want to fight you. No, I'm not drunk. I don't drink. Who would drink? Putting that poison in your body is such an evil thing to do. Your
I'm
body
gonna go
is a
and reach
temple.
for another shot, random shot that's on the table.
Finally
Just-
realizes what's going on as he hears that. He's just like, man.
As
I just
you're just
slump
screaming,
I get,
Jack,
I get scolded,
Jack
I get
kind of
scolded by dad.
steps over and like puts his hand on your shoulder and is like, Nori, what? And he just kind of looks at the table. kind of looks down back at you and nods in recognition and says, I have no power to remove people unless there is reason to. I'm sure you understand.
Well, if there's reason to, will you help?
In the whale's call, yes. And he looks and says, this one's Megan, right? She's like, thank you for remembering. And she seems like very aggressive and adhesive towards him. Not adhesive, what the fuck?
I was like, adhesive.
Glue.
No, she seems to like lean over.
Aggravated, aggressive.
Aggravated, that's a good word. And Jack says, well, you know the rules in the whale's call, Megan. And Megan's just kind of, yeah, all right, I understand, okay? We're gonna do shit on the road, not here.
I'm not going anywhere.
As she says, looks at you, well, you got a mission, okay? And I may know of a place where you can grab one. And Jack does too. Pretty sure he already told you about it. I would assume so if he told you anything about me, which it kind of sounds like he did. And also, to add sweet cakes to everything,
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? No.
Probably
no,
not.
go ahead. You keep talking.
well, I don't know
Nari's
if I
still
should
very
tell you.
wide-eyed with daggers drawn, just like.
Look, and she like flips out her pockets
I
and like pulls up her waistband. She
I'm
has
definitely worried about your pockets right now.
What are you
Would
wearing?
you like me to pop out? Is that what you would prefer?
No, but I know what you are. So what? What's the shit? What are you doing?
I just wanted to meet you guys. Is that so wrong of me?
Yes. If you've heard of our reputation, you get the you should probably get the impression we don't like creatures like you.
That's kind of racist.
I don't fucking care.
Just like, I speak up and I go, well, that's not entirely true.
We also have some dumb people,
It's
but
not about the
in
creatures
here,
they
so we
are. It's
don't-
just we don't really care to mess with her.
I am curious of
Sure.
your anatomy.
She kind of crosses her legs.
Gordon, shut the fuck up. You know, the adults are
I
talking.
knew you would do something like that. However, if we're talking about stupid people, you know, people like Bubba and Brinra, they weren't very smart. But, you know,
Should we recognize those names?
Yes.
They were huntsmen we killed?
No.
No, Bubba's the Minotaur
Yes.
that you had a drinking contest with.
What happened to Bubba?
I'd like to plead the fifth on that one.
Bubba and Brinro are from the previous.
Yeah, they were at the bar that we burned down and tried to fix. And
What quarrel would you have with Bubba?
Well, when we were sent out to come hunt y'all, let's just say Longhorn Post was your last sighting.
Hey, we've done a good job finding, haven't we? You know.
Yeah, it was hard up until we got a ping of what's his fuck over there, big metal man. Going to the banks, like you know people are after you. That's kind of stupid.
What were you doing at the bank, you dumbass?
Warden turns and looks us up on his shoulder and looks at the gnome on his shoulder.
Look, let's just say
What's the
under
egg?
direct
I knew that you went to
Dalian
the-
supervision, Longhorn Post is no longer active. That's what?
Well,
Are you gonna look
out of curiosity,
surprised at
how much
me?
are we worth?
Well, now, nothing. Because you killed too many people to where the ones who get paid salary get to come after you, aka the high quality employees. Yeah, the riffraff.
How much are you paid?
I can't disclose exact numbers. But it's more than what you put in the bank.
Gotta sign an NDA.
Is that per year or per month?
Averagely about per year. About average. Either way. You don't
So
gotta be so
Trey, is that a lot of money or a little money?
How much did we put in the bank again?
Like,
50,000?
A lot.
50, yeah.
Like a lot, like a lot, or like a lot?
Warden just holds up his hands, just going like this.
And then just
50,
adds.
and then just like I just add the zeros.
You have multiple hands. You can almost.
I just kind of
Actually, yeah, I use 2 hands to go 5,
back over.
0.
Your head's one
You
I
side.
see.
Yeah.
You see Drake just kind of cover his face.
He's
been trying to keep this a secret.
It's like, look, I just wanted to introduce myself to y'all. You know, say hi. I don't.
So
Get
why,
some food.
before we fight,
That's
Well,
fair. Their food is
Before you-
very good.
kill us?
well, here's the thing. We don't have to fight. We don't need to.
Oh, so we can just roll over and die.
Well, that's an option, of course, but that's not necessarily what I'm thinking. Look, there's always deals that can be struck, and me, being as a second-hand purveyor of the Huntsmen, I can organize something with you guys. Maybe you do a little gig for us. Maybe worth about as much as what your bounty was, and maybe we can let things go. However,
I'm gonna telepathically say, don't we have enough marks in our souls already?
however,
You.
We know. let's just say Bubba's mind wasn't too loose. His mouth wasn't. His mind wasn't. We know a little bit about what y'all was doing. A little bit of what you was doing in the fold. You didn't say too much, but enough to where we know y'all ain't big fans of slavery. Okay? That's very profitable for us. So, we're fine with what you're doing in the fold. That's chill. I don't know that much, but honestly, that's your own mission. I don't give a fuck. But
Oh, thank you.
if maybe we could arrange something,
What do you want?
She's getting.
we want you to go home. Go back to Volusia.
Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't a joke.
No.
You've been trying to crack this whole time, so you know.
Hey, I mean, it's an offer. Alright?
Are we really messing up your shit that bad that you need us out of here?
Not yet, no. And you won't for long. But we like to give offers to possible operatives. Useful pieces on the board. We don't like to eliminate something that was able to take care of two groups. I mean, you let one go. That was pretty stupid.
The one that got across the bridge in the flood and.
You let one go both times.
We
One who
could-
got away and then ran. You literally let go. You had him as a captive,
That's true.
interrogated him, and then let him go.
Oh yeah, how's he doing?
He's doing all right actually. He's still here in Dan. I don't think he's anywhere around
You
here.
get a bonus.
No.
You wear my rock?
Huh?
No, he's not wearing it, is he?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to the man's jewelry
It's not jewelry, it's a rock.
around his neck. It's not a That's jewelry. Either way. Look.
Could you point us in the direction of a dragon? That would be helpful.
She points.
If you're gonna send us away.
She
She
points.
literally just
north.
points
Yeah,
north.
we got
We
that.
already know where it is.
We're not that dumb, okay? We figured that out yesterday.
No, that's just Trake. I apologize, honestly.
I'm starting to tell.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have been a gnome. Maybe Vivian would have been better. Either way, human. Look, let's just say we don't feel the need to kill you unless y'all feel the need to be killed.
What equates to a need to be killed?
I don't know. I don't need to die.
Trake, if you don't shut your fucking dumb ass up, I swear to God, you're
He's
not gonna
making
have a
sense, and
mouth.
I'm giving answers. I don't know what the problem is.
Look, we, as the Huntsmen, are starting to see a little bit of what you consortium fucks are doing. Okay? We don't know complete story, but we're getting a hold of it, bit by bit. We're not big fans.
Really?
No. That's how we make our profits. You trying to take away our profits?
I think we're doing it.
Drake, I'm gonna have to ask you to be quiet. And as that happens, you feel your mouth
Literally
begin to like almost be webbed shut. Like a zipper is being pulled across your
Thanks.
mouth.
She casts silence on him.
Honestly, if you did that all the time, I might consider it.
And as-
I might consider
As
it.
she does that, she plays and pretends to lock a key beside your mouth and throw it across the room.
I flip her off and leave the room.
What does he do?
He flips her off.
I flip her off and leaves the room.
Do you just leave the table, or do you leave the tavern? Because this is in the main room of the tavern.
You're on my
If
shoulder.
there's like a flight of stairs, if there is a flight of stairs that goes to like all the bedrooms and stuff, I just sit at the top so I can hear them, but I'm not in the same room.
Well, you're not gonna hear shit if you're any more than 5 feet away from the table.
Yeah.
Well, as he's trying to climb down, and as he climbs down, I just grab his collar and sit him on my lap. I'm just basically holding him on my lap, and then I over the Rocky Talkie, I'm like, just for brevity's sake, I think you should stay. I think that's the right word.
Fine,
Usable.
but I turn around and
I don't want to
fold
have
my
to
shoulder-
re-explain
I fold my
everything that's
arms so I'm
happened
not
at some
looking at her.
She just says,
I turn my back to her.
alright, so here's the thing. We're willing to let y'all work for us. Do some gigs, nothing having to do with runaway slaves or any shit like that. Regular old conscriptions. We may even be able to find a dragon for you to go and kill within the next month or so. However, y'all just gotta put your shit on pause. You just
Kind of
gotta
already
wait.
is.
You can wait around the whale's call. Drink and eat to your heart's content. For a while.
Put
what?
on pause exactly?
Everything.
I think if you understand our situation, we can't exactly just.
Well, I don't know your situation to... Would you like to explain it to me, Nari?
Not particularly.
Well, then why the fuck you bringing it up? Why you gotta be so stuck up?
I'm testing how much you know, dummy.
And it's this little girl, like 2 foot tall little girl, throwing out her chin.
I'm going to ask her telepathically. I'm looking for someone.
Ah, you're looking for someone, eh?
She just responds vocally.
You're doing
And
this
then
now?
I'm going to just shift into my white form. And just go.
As you do that, she goes,
I'm not the only one here.
I'm just going to go, yes. Have you seen me?
Well, how about I just say this? There was a group of... whole bunch of your peoples. Shapeshifters, magical people who could change forms. They were little, like, north and east of Donturum at one point. There was about 20 or 30 of them. Well, we killed most of them. They didn't want to come back. But there were 2 or 3 that were very, very interesting. One who told stories of the Feywild.
I kind of just narrow my eyes and I kind of
she cracks a smile at you as you
go on.
I don't know. She didn't carry that form, but when we killed the rest of them, there were flickers. Would that be a bargaining piece that might be a little bit more interested? That you might be a little bit more interested in that?
With that, you could at least color me intrigued. And as I say color, I'm just going to switch back to my normal black form.
She again like claps, and she obviously likes illusion and transmutation. She's like,
Let's just say when we began to cut the skin, feathers came out.
I kind of just like narrow my gaze on her and tilt my head, almost as if I'm like egging for her to just continue.
Well, what would you like to know? I think you already know.
Where is she?
she again just points north.
Wanna come say hi? I could take you there.
He's not going anywhere with you.
I could take you all there. I'd have a couple friends along the way, of course.
Oh, we'll be there in due time. I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk up to the bar.
Well, can I get a schedule?
She just hears in her head. Eventually.
Well, this was certainly an interesting conversation. I'm sure I'll talk to you again at some point.
And as that, her arms awkwardly bend down to lift her off the table, and her body grows out to the form of a human woman who is much better dressed and kind of pulls together a little suit jacket. And the dog gets up. She said, "Come on." And she turns around as she's walking out, looks to the group. Drake just with his back turned to her. "Good enough." And as she's stepping out, you guys notice that a halfling man steps beside them and walks out with them.
Ah. He did shapeshift back again. Well, not shapeshift, illusion.
So, you went to the bar. Were you just going to the bar for a drink, or were you going there for a reason?
I was just going to leave the table.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to do a mental check-in with him, just him over walkie-talkie. So, your sister.
Looks like we're going north after all.
Guess so. Guess we won't need to use a wish. Or maybe this would be a good time to kill two birds with one stone.
Warden.
He's just gonna be silent for a moment and just be like,
Oh no, I'm so
to
sorry.
assume you mean
That's
that
not
in
what
a
I
different
mean.
way.
That's not what I mean. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was trying to get I'm so sorry.
Burb.
Burb. Kill two burbs with one stone.
Kill two birds with
I
one
might
jack.
actually
Wait,
start
what?
crying.
No, he's so upset.
Warden pipes over the comms.
Oh my god.
Warden
Can I
pipes
get a
over the
couple
comms to
drinks
everyone.
over here?
Yeah, Tark just brings like 2 full gallon
Yeah, we're
pails
gonna
and
need
sets
it.
them
Thanks.
on the table.
Just
Yeah.
Warden pings over the comms and just says, "I believe we need a team meeting." And I start walking upstairs.
Please.
Warden just starts walking upstairs up to his room.
Well, I follow him.
Wait.
Well, I called for a team meeting, and
Yeah.
I
Team
start
meeting
walking
in your
upstairs.
room?
Yeah, in his room, just him.
he likes the orgies.
My
It's his
ward,
thing.
my room is like empty.
He literally has nothing in his room.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I follow up, obviously.
How long can I not
already know
talk?
what my answer's gonna be.
I'm gonna try. Can I take the? Just carry
You
it
just
out
take
with
like the
me.
whole keg.
Do you have any oil?
No, we
Tart
don't know.
looks at you and looks over to Woot, and Woot looks at him and it's just.
Ah, shit. Alright, I'll just go up with the whole barrel. And my glass.
Okay. So you guys step upstairs. In Warden's room. Which room do you guys go to?
Warden's
Would it be
room, I
Warden's
assume.
room?
Yeah, we're all having kumbaya, man.
Okay. So you guys all go into the room. There's kind of like a makeshift table made out of the bed with chairs around it that Warden put together as you guys were coming up. And he's just standing at the end of it.
Well, more like that like Asian kneeling thing where it's like they're
Oh,
just kneeling sitting
Pop
at
squat.
the table. I pop it like just kind of popping a squat, kneeling at
It's
the
so
table.
healthy for your spine.
Yeah,
Anyway, continue.
just kind of hands like all 4 hands is kind of on my lap, just kneeling in front of the makeshift bed table. That's not very tall.
So as you guys kind of pile in, the tavern seems to be calming down for the night. It's about 10:30, maybe 11 at this point. Some food and ale was brought up.
Oh, I roll out the map,
You roll out
Yep.
the map.
and then also like a copy of our contract, and then because didn't Nibs write he wrote up.
He wrote as direct a copy as he could.
Okay. Well, I pull out a copy of whatever his copy was, put that down. Basically, any necessary items discussing what we're going to be doing. And, also, as they're walking in, have they all sat down now? You all sitting down?
Yeah.
Okay, as you're all sitting down,
Up, but
As I walk in, I'm just going to set down a small flask of oil next to Nari's drink.
okay.
You're a better friend than I deserve.
Warden, you guys see like his breastplate kind of, and he reaches in and puts the wishing ring on the table as well,
Oh.
on the middle of the map.
We're having that kind of talk, I see. I'm gonna pick up the barrel, put it on the edge of the table that's not covered by all his shit. Like, let's all.
Well, it's like a whole bed, and it's like everything's in front of where I'm sitting. So
Fill up. We're gonna be here a minute.
Can I make this a little more private? Can I
I'd
enclose the
suggested.
space?
Sure.
Are we in a big enough space I can cast the dome?
You are in a 10 by 10 room, yeah.
I'm going to spend, just give me like 10 minutes to spend that time.
So you guys spend a little bit of time drinking, collecting your thoughts, as a little like translucent and opaque dome appears around you guys that I would assume you kind of make turn into the color of the wood
Yeah.
to where it's barely visible.
It still looks a little sus, just a wood boulder in the middle of the
It's a little whack, but it's,
they can't see in it. I
Yeah.
don't know if sound necessarily escapes it. Doesn't say, I'm assuming so.
sound would escape
I
it,
figured,
but
can't
no
see.
one other than the people in here would be able to enter it, and it at least would be a little muffled
Yeah.
on the outside.
This will stop anything besides you all from entering. You can still hear from the outside of it, not as well, but can't see.
Do we have to keep Drake in here since he just seems to fraternize with the enemy and just?
That's why we should keep him in here.
Is he still?
I believe there should be.
No, he no longer has the silky zip on his
As soon as
face.
that fades away, I'm
As
just
soon
gonna
as she was 30 feet away, it seemed to dissipate.
Anyways, Warden.
Oh, you
after
can
you
talk
say it,
again.
Warden says,
Yay.
I believe we should harbor no ill will and move past that. I believe we have more important topics on hand than whether or not our small gnomish friend can speak.
And this is where you and I differ more than that, because I believe it's very important that we aren't just making conversation and saying stupid childish things and trying to offer them fucking brownies.
Atan speaks up and says, are we seriously thinking about that deal? Because there's no way I'll go with that.
Well, that's nice. No one was talking to you anyways, but thanks for giving us your opinion.
I believe
Maybe once they're
our
on the plan.
Dragonborn and our wizard
I
here
can second that.
need a full explanation, first and foremost, of what situation we are in. Apologies for not being able to give you that full explanation until now. And Warden goes in length about our entire time in the fold and shows them the contract we signed,
taking a nap.
soulbound. Yeah, basically,
It takes about 20-25
It's an it's big exposition, but filling them in on what exactly is going on.
Oh, it's necessary. I'm just saying I'm taking a nap.
The fact that
Okay.
mortal beings, blah blah blah.
For their benefit, I'm going to do a very, very
Yeah,
smart
you go
mouse.
ahead, do it.
So upon entering the fold, they were driven in a skiff by a man named Zareth, who was a elvish man, half elvish, and he drove them in. They had another member of their party with them at the time named Zai, who was a satyr bard. They went into the fold into a city known as Ace-Use. Upon visiting their laboratory that they visited, recognized Warden, and pretty much said,
It was very advanced, way beyond our time. And yet,
pretty
it was
much said,
old.
I recognize you, I'm going to let you in, when they were in a lab that had a whole bunch of glass boxes that had some kind of passcode or key that was required. He went in, and he got sucked up by a machine and was pretty much immovable for a time, as it was repairing him.
I was plugged into a maintenance machine or
Yeah.
whatever.
And they had to fight off a couple of the automaton security guards. And over that time, they defeated the guards. He came out with a lot better memory. His intelligence returned, along with a little bit of information, but not much. As they left to return to their skiff to go find a safe place, it's important to be quiet. As they left, a huge alarm was set off in the building they were just in, and they were attacked by a whole bunch of beasts called Vlukar. Upon which, someone who they did not recognize stepped up from the bottom of their ship and helped them in the combat, introducing himself as Prometheus and discussing with them for a little bit, but pretty much saying, you don't have enough information to talk with me, and implanted a memory of 2 separate locations to go to, and said, meet me in a 3rd location tomorrow morning, whenever you're done with these other ones. So they go and they get 2 perspectives of an automaton rebellion. One as a pretty much PI, a private investigator, or a detective of some form, who was looking into what they called the disease at the time, which was sentiency affecting automaton creatures. As they were going through that, he ended up being killed by some automatons. Then they went to a place where they looked through the memory core of an automaton, who seemingly was working in a machinist shop, would literally go to the machine shop, do stuff, drive home, plug in, go to sleep, air quotes, wake up the next day. Up until the point where he was attacked by a whole bunch of seemingly mixture of humanoid and automaton creatures and was messed with before he just went back and forth. Up until this automaton was getting memories of killing people at night and this stuff. Up until a full-out rebellion occurred, in which hundreds upon hundreds, if not thousands, of automatons just let loose, including some of the military-grade ones in the Firelight District, slaughtered thousands of the people, mortal people, in Asius. From there, they went to talk with the man, Prometheus, who revealed himself as a little bit more powerful than he originally had said, revealing himself as a Titan, a creature who got locked in the fold because when the fold went out, anything that was in that radius got stuck there. And they don't age, they don't grow, they are just sitting there waiting for an opportunity to get out. He pretty much scanned their minds and discussed with them, let them go about their mission of mapping the fold, telling them, meet me in the Overkeep Mountains. Upon which they met his creator, A6's creator, or Warden's creator, Dr. Voberman, along with, again, meeting Prometheus and his 5 brothers, who are the Quirin Council of Titans, who pretty much conscripted them to try and go out and acquire certain magical items for a ritual that they are attempting to do, giving them a 6-month window to return with those items, because 7 months, the ritual will take a month to do, because in 7 months there is a solstice that they are attempting to cast the spell on that day, in attempts to make it as useful as possible and have the highest chance of succeeding. Those items being as much Tarask blood as they could possibly get, the written riddle of a sphinx, the soul of a devil, the heart of a dragon, and then just items of value. Whatever valuable things they could come across. Ancient artifacts, huge sums of gold. Anything that is valuable that could prop up some form of ritual. Upon which they were seemingly forced to sign, at least according to the perspectives of some in this time, forced to sign a soul-binding contract for them to, within 6 months, return with as many of those items as they could procure.
Would the name Prometheus sound familiar to me? Because you explained it to me that is the person who basically allowed magic.
Yes, but that is not in the history books.
It is not.
That is
It's like
far, far long ago. That
Got
is pre-schism.
these events that were like that we just found out about, and all of my memories that returned were from like 14,000 years ago.
Got it.
And that happened a couple thousand years before then.
Yeah.
So it was a long time ago. So that is kind of the story, the cliff notes that Warden kind of brings you through. After multiple squabbles, Zai and Zareth decided that they would go and attempt to find the written riddle of a sphinx before meeting back up with the group, because they did not really like the people. Okay, these 4.
I still don't know what I did wrong.
I just slowly wake up from my nap, hearing that Zareth left, and I go, oh, this asshole? And I just shift into Zareth.
Yeah, you shift into
And I
Zareth,
go, this asshole?
and it seems to almost have like a permanent scowl on his face, even
It does.
shifting.
He absolutely has a permanent scowl.
And I do that for like 10 seconds and then shift back to my normal form.
This is a lot to process.
Oh, I also did mention the fact that the Titans, basically what the Titans were going to offer us in return is like, as far as like kind of like
Yeah,
helping
they
the
would-
rebellion because like they also don't really like slaves.
They would have their own thing. So another thing that Warden would probably mention is the fact that the Titans, while still being creatures of immense power, were generally perceived in history as the closest to mortal of the creatures that could actually like create things. So they felt more human emotion than any of the benevolent or malevolent creatures, and they were generally more about protecting mortal society than anybody else. So slavery was not a thing they loved, but it still was a part of the world they were in. But they did offer some form of assistance in your attempts in Dairn, if for no other reason than to get everyone else off of Dairn.
Does that mean killing the dragon?
That seems to be our next point of interest.
We're going north.
I just grab my axe. I say, so are we killing the spider bitch tomorrow? Or when she pops up?
We should prepare for it. We should wait a day.
We should prepare before we leave town, but
Maybe it's swift.
we should be prepared to see them on the road. It won't be here in town.
Good. Because I like the ale here.
Well, I guess that does bring up the next point: is what should we do about, well, those three huntsmen? Besides the obvious, which is killing them. She made some interesting offers. I know at least one here is piqued to want to at least travel north and see his family.
Well, we're going north either way.
I don't think going north is something we can avoid.
I would agree. However, there are different options that increase the survivability of this party.
We can hunt for dragons in Volusia.
But would we not have to bring the heart back?
The time it would take to travel back
Irregardless.
to the mainland, find a dragon, and then travel back, we would be cutting it quite close to our deadline.
And it's not the only thing we have left, right?
Just as a note, you guys still have 2 uses of the teleportation scroll.
But it's planar.
It
But no,
it's
anywhere in
teleport
the
slash
plane.
Oh. I thought
so
it was 2 different planes.
no, it's
No.
either. So it
Yeah,
can be
you
used
can
to
tell
go
it's-
back to Volusia. So you could cut well over half that travel time down, but none of you guys have visited Draconia or any of southern Calandria of itself or anything like that. So you would still have to find an ancient dragon and go defeat them, because the older the better in this case.
What I know is that there's an evil dragon to the north that is kind of leading the whole Huntsman thing, that we could rip its heart out and stop the Huntsmen from coming after us. Including
Wait, what?
killing the side bitch on our way there.
I don't think that makes us any less of a target to the Huntsmen, and frankly, the Huntsman's purpose would not change simply because the dragon is dead.
But we do take out the head of the beast of the Huntsmen. We take out their head honcho. Do they scatter or do they collide together? They're all people that are...
They're organized. They have salaries.
From
for
what
goodness
we
sakes.
from what we know of their organization, most, if not all, of the Huntsmen barely even know who their leader is. I believe the lady we just spoke with is one of the very few who has even seen
her boss.
this target. We have no way of gauging its power level, how old it is, as well as any other means
What
of
other obstacles or people might be there on the
strategy.
way? We would literally be going in blind.
We
Guess it's good I can see in the dark then.
Nari doesn't even deign a response.
I will paint a scenario for you, Atan. Say within the next week or so we come across the spider lady again, we kill her. We now have to make our way north. Upon doing so, what are we met with? Except an army of huntsmen and a stronghold to make our way all the way through, and we are only 6 strong. I may be fully made of metal, but I can break too. There is some strategy to play besides aggressively hitting things.
Do we have the impression that Zion Zareth could come as backup? Meet us north somehow? Where have they been?
Possibly when you receive a response. You have no clue where they've ended up. They both said
We-
they had their contacts. You would assume it would probably be back in Volusia.
Oh, okay.
And with their lack of teleporting. Oh my gosh.
But we could go
Teleportation
get them
abilities.
too.
That
if
is
needed.
possibly an option. However, in that same right, you know, they aren't your guys' biggest fans. Along with that, if they were on the track of something, and you guys ask for help and they do agree, that's going to put them even farther behind.
Fair. We could use a wish.
Yeah.
And wish what? That was my next
It's just
point
a
of
suggestion.
That was my next point of contention, was the ring. Oh, by the way, we have a wishing ring here.
I kind of figured that one out.
And I very much know what the wishing.
Oh, you know what
I
wish
would
is.
very much know what that is.
Yeah.
Can it be used to bring dead back to life? Is that a thing?
You don't.
Sort of.
You would assume that it's a wish.
A wish is a wish.
A wish is a wish. Whether
You can't make
that's-
anyone fall in love with you. You can't wish for somebody to come back to life.
Hey, this isn't like the genie rules. This is
Wish is.
I mean, it is a genie though,
There,
is it not?
there is a way the spell
Essentially.
was designed to be used. It, however, unlike most spells, it can be used outside of its designated zone. That is what makes it such a powerful spell, because it was designed to replicate another spell without material components,
Yeah, without all that.
along with a long list of other things that it can do. That was its design. That's this. It
So-
can do this.
So we assume
But
that
the
it
more that you
probably
leave
has
open
the...
for interpretation, the less likely you are to succeed completely. You will have a minor success. You could say, I want to live to the end of time. Well,
You could live a miserable existence.
you could.
Yeah.
Well, what it might do is it might just time shift you to the end of time.
Oh,
And now you have lived to the end of time.
I see.
or the realm just starts to erupt.
I
and
wish for
happen.
all of my family to live as long as I, and you consider your family your party, and you're a gnome, and everyone else is dragonborn. Well, everyone just dies.
Got
You
it.
lived as your family lived as long as you.
It can
So-
easily be a monkey's paw, essentially.
Yes.
So
It can be misinterpreted very, very easily.
if we found your sister and she was not alive, would you wish us to use a wish to change that?
Yes.
Then we should save one. Just one for that.
For now, she is still alive.
Yes.
I would know if she were gone. But
Oh, you would? Sorry, that's not the touch you would say it. You would?
it's complicated, but yes. It's the way of our people.
So alive, but not living a happy existence. Interesting.
Yes. So it would seem. Though that was to be expected in the way she was taken.
Yes. Right then. Well, what other backup options would we have for getting up this mountain and surviving?
What I know is that no matter what the case, that Spider Woman, because our goal is to fix the slavery problem, she will always hunt us, no matter what. She said that.
I agree, eradicating the Huntsmen is a necessary thing.
And if we try,
But is also just as big of a task as ending the slavery itself.
I also know that if we go north, we might be able to get people to join us, to help us, maybe. Or we go in 6 strong. I know my axe can do plenty.
I think I amazingly agree with Warden in that we are more likely to succeed in our goals, both goals, and survive if we have some sort of backup. Or we use this a magic wish somehow. But those are testy.
How exactly did we get the hunters so mad at us?
We murdered their groups.
Existing.
Oh yeah, that did happen before.
We also prevented them from collecting a group of
Rare beasts.
Xantums.
Xantums. Which are pretty rare creatures. Which now you have.
One.
John.
Two?
John's family.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just have John.
We saved John's family.
So
Our
you
favors
prevented
we
them
can
from doing
find?
that, and now they're trying to kill you?
Yeah.
We
Us? I mean,
Us.
we messed with the wrong people. More or less unknowingly.
Rather, we did that and one got away. It's not that we stopped them, it's we did not completely stop them.
Yes.
what was wrong about them selling Johns?
They were not going to be treated well. They were to be used and experimented on and generally abused. The backpack.
Also, their shepherd was gonna get killed.
Yeah.
And we rather liked him.
Okay. It seems like a big reaction, though. Like, they immediately sent people after you guys to kill you.
We were not the first to strike, if that makes you feel any better.
Yeah, they just seem like really aggressive.
We were provided hospitality from the druid when... Well,
Were they not also the ones who put people in cages?
Oh yeah, there were people and creatures in
They were
cages.
People, slaves trying to escape and things in cages that they just lit a flame and left to die.
Yeah, so these guys are pretty bad then, since they were doing bad stuff, we tried to stop them, and now they're trying to come and kill us. I agree, we should kill the dragon that he was talking about.
personally, I believe it is in our best interest to play along with the spider's games. At least for
Oh
now.
yeah, true. I'm not a good liar, but like, I think
Really?
Mike could
You're
like
just
tell us that
learning
we're being...
this?
Oh, I've always
I'm
known that. Shut
so
up.
proud of you. You have reached a true milestone today.
Okay, now just right now, this is a serious situation. We're talking about this ring. I'm trying to make you guys not use it, okay? And this is a different demeanor for him than usual. I'm trying to make you guys not use this ring. I'm trying to come up with any excuse I can to get us on a different road. And Yes, I'm a bad liar. You can see I'm not lying to you right now. This is a scary thing, and we can't just go willy-nilly just using this ring. And I know you guys are trying to be careful with it, but I don't think we should do it at all. Like, we don't even know what's inside of it.
I'm just gonna grab your shoulder. Trick, calm down. I'm sorry to have riled you.
I don't think we should use the ring.
Take a
I
breath.
think that we should tell them that we're gonna comply, and then
And then
tell the
we
dragon.
have another contract on our lives, on our souls. One more thing we're not sure we can fulfill just to deviate us from why we're really here.
Oh, not a contract. Does she have a contract? I hope not.
I doubt we'd be able to get it out of any deal easily. Or even worse, we'd become slaves again. And that's something I'm not doing. I'd rather go up that mountain alone than have a collar around my neck again.
At the very
And
least,
also the option that we just leave. Leave Durham, go to Lucia, carry out everything there, and then come back.
at the
And then
very
what of Mikhail's sister?
At the very least, I believe we should approach the Huntsman situation with caution and as peacefully as possible, with the intention of, well, seeing what she has to say further.
I will watch the ice melt from their battlements, Warden.
I know.
We will watch the ice melt.
And I will do my best to see it that you survive the dropping water.
I'm also going
Drip
to.
drop.
I'm going to telepathically tell Mike, irregardless of when or if the whole party goes or not, you helped me in the search for my mother. I will help you reclaim your sister if I can.
I appreciate that.
As everyone's kind of getting up from the table, kind of filled with grog and
Well,
weed and some food.
Warden's gonna say one last thing, and well, we're not using the wishing ring right now, so he's gonna put it back, start packing things up, put the ring back in his chest.
Just so you're.
Warden will say, then it is decided we shall play along with these games with the intent of finding Mikhail's sister.
And so as everyone goes to bed, one last thing. Mike,
Yep.
as you crawl into your bed, you feel like something stuck to your pillow as encased in web stuck to your pillow there is a note that once you pull out, seemingly an illusion on the page, you see a white raven-like form with the text, "She's waiting."
Oh,
That's rude.
that is rude.
So toxic. This bitch.
We already know she's
Toxic.
arrogant, but
Bitch.
And we're gonna go ahead and end it there.